Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Joe Moran and I'm here with River Brown, Andrew Velez, and Joe Dehls. And it's now episode 227. In this episode, we are going to talk about the Titans' limited offense, Mahomes being magical, Justin Fields' record-setting day, Tua, Jets shocking the Bills, talk about the Colts firing Frank Reich, and more. First time all four of us have been in the studio in a while.
Drew, happy you're back.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys holding it down while I was head down in the lab. But you know what?
Wow.
It was worth it.
It's like his third sentence back. Yeah.
You know that all the comments on the last episode are, you guys got to do a better job at the audio levels and stuff like that. It's not our fault. It's Riverside. Riverside is trash.
That shit stinks.
It's
They were really complaining about your audio, though.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well,
I know that
Yeti.
I got kicked out a few times, but then I came back, and you guys still could hear me, but apparently nobody else
No, it was
could.
just funny. We heard you, but your screen just kept going in and out for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't see you.
I don't know, man. It's whatever.
Nice setup, though, you had.
Thank you. Thanks.
At the Puerto Rico set.
Yeah,
I was
shout
like,
out.
why is Drew in the library?
That's called the crib. That's what happens. You collect a lot of books.
People want us to do that collab once a month. So,
The P and
and
OG
hold it
together.
down,
that
man.
was
Yeah,
that was great.
That's a superstar
Legendary.
lineup.
That
Yeah.
was. And that was funny that they go like, yeah, I didn't even know we were going to be on the show together.
surprised both of them.
What are you supposed to do?
Beat P in fantasy basketball this week 5-4. Hate had to be him. Sorry,
He's been
bro,
chatting so much
Yeah.
shit to be 1-1-1. You were cracking me up. You're like, bro's the Colts. I was crying. Just like, I mean, his team's all right, but
3-0, baby.
I'm 1-2 right now. I'm
3-0.
getting up there.
yeah.
In all my
0-3.
fantasy leagues,
I'm
I'm like
0-3.
5-4.
This
Oh.
guy.
I'm 0-3.
How about you set your damn lineup?
My phone was broke.
I'm
I got
3-0
it back.
without Kawhi.
What are we talking about here?
Dangerous.
Fantasy for
Basketball. With 6 man and through the
Oh
wire.
my God. Like, this is why you can't do shit with Riv, man.
Wait. No, I'm not 0-3.
What are you then?
I'm about to tell you right now.
I know I'm
I
3-0.
literally just lost.
Yeah, I know.
I am
Are you in
0-3.
my division?
No.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm 3-0 because I'm him.
That shit says time to get back in the gym.
Time to get
Respectful.
back in it.
Who I played
It's
this
the
week?
truth.
I'll
That
tell you
is
right
wild
now.
disrespectful.
I played Pierre Anderson. He's up 1-7 on me.
Pierre Anderson.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say his government. Oh, I know how the fuck I'm losing. My whole team's hurt. And LaMelo's starting.
Well, why don't you fix it?
No, I can't. I can't put nobody there. For him.
He actually had James Harden, too, and James
Yeah.
Harden's hurt, too.
It's not for a month.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Okay.
I have forwards on my thingy, on my bench. Got to release.
Pick up some guards.
Yeah, I'm good off that.
Okay, that's
You guys have fun, though.
the fuck.
So you're just
Bro
gonna
gave up on the
that's
league
it?
You have
3
no
weeks in.
pride.
Forget about your $40. Yeah, it's a money league.
What the fuck?
I'm just doing it that's out of pride.
Yeah, what?
I just wanna win.
Since when?
It's been established.
I'll lock back in after this. I miss all the meetings, man. I don't remember y'all talking about this on
Meetings.
Monday.
It wasn't
Night.
no meetings. It's
Meetings,
just a
bro.
group chat.
This
Really.
had to be
I
like
missed all the meetings.
this had to be a conversation somewhere.
I honestly don't remember the $40 conversation, but
All right.
Bro,
I'm not
yeah,
mad
I
at
don't
it.
remember either.
All you have to do is read the chat.
Y'all be in there chatting.
I mean, that's what you do.
Sorry.
group
Somebody
chat.
was trying to fucking trade Kawhi.
I mean, that was him.
That was
for
you.
2 hours. Fire sale.
I
No
mean,
one bet.
you
What's
know
up,
when
what's up?
people text,
Talk
their
to me.
name pops up
Well,
underneath.
I don't get for some reason I don't get Twitter notification. Like my messages in Twitter don't pop up like my DMs.
You can send me an offer for Kawhi.
Oh, bad, really?
Yeah.
I'll give you Lamelo.
No.
I would say yes. There's a
Alright.
better chance of LaMelo coming back than fucking
He's-
Kawhi.
Kawhi's not
gonna be
lying.
fine. Kawhi's gonna be
Is he
fine.
going to be fine? He's out
Lamelo's going to give you
indefinitely.
the 20, 10, and 10.
I don't really need guards.
What's up with LaMelo? He's
Got
available.
SGA, Garland.
He is available. What you got?
Michael Porter Jr. Man,
I don't fucking want him.
he's been hooping.
I don't need more forwards.
What do you need?
I need
You said
guards.
guards.
Yeah, I need
Yo,
some
Kyle
guards.
Lowry.
I'll give you CJ McCollum.
He's been dog shit. I'm good off that.
Marcus Smart.
You want me to give me? No, I don't want Larry. Who?
He's been
Marcus
hooping. You
Smart.
know that too.
Marcus Smart, 12
what?
assists last week. Or yesterday, I mean.
He's so. I don't know. I don't know
22
about him.
assists last 2 games.
Really? He's
him.
dog shit.
He's
Steph's
nice.
better.
He
Yeah,
ducks.
obviously, it's fucking Steph.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll give you Jalen Suggs.
Y'all snapped the fucking losing streak, feeling himself now.
Who?
This team
The
the
Warriors.
Warriors crazy.
I love watching Steph.
Oh, I'm
Let me
facing
just be
you
honest
this
with you.
week.
Oh, you're fucked.
It's 5-4 right now, though.
Okay.
He's truly the greatest player in the league.
Steph.
So my team is John Morant, LeVert, Kuzma, Zion, Kat, Beal, Isaiah
Yeah,
Stewart, Keegan, KCP, CJ, RJ, Capella, and Middleton.
Oh, I know the fucking problem. I have
And-
Ben Simmons.
Yep, that is.
Hey,
The
This is the
That's your
problem.
damn fault.
Nah, this
Yeah.
team of mine is crazy. It is. I have Steph Curry, Desmond Bain, DeMar DeRozan, Evan Mobley, Bobby Portis, Kyle Lowry, Anthony Davis, Paolo Banchero, Michael Porter
Team is
Jr.,
nice.
Nurkic, Kyrie, Mike Conley, Kelly Olynyk, and Jerry Jackson, who should be coming back sooner than expected, which is awesome.
I got SGA, Garland, Benedict Mathurin.
Your
Crazy
team's
pickup.
hot. Your team's hot.
Scotty Barnes, Kawhi, Jokic, Jalen Green, Wiggins, Westbrook, who's been balling lately, Dinwiddie, Clarkson, John Collins, Martin, Jaden Ivey.
Now you got a team.
I'm not even gonna
Got a
read
pretty
my
good
team.
team.
This team
You're gonna lose
sucks.
this week though.
You're fucked, buddy.
I'm winning 7-2 already.
Hey, boy.
I'm him.
It's 5-4.
Yeah, you
it's gonna be
draft this
dog fight.
shit?
It's Tuesday. You did draft
No,
that shit.
This
Indeed.
shit is god awful.
Did you draft it or did you auto draft
Some
it?
of his was definitely auto.
His first pick was auto drafted to James
I
Harden.
have Kevin Porter Jr., Ben Simmons, Trey Jones, Colin Sexton, Cade Cunningham.
What do you do?
as
Okay.
cards in LaMelo.
Oh, yeah, your
Harden,
team's sorry as
Jamal
fuck.
Murray.
You gotta make some moves, bro. You might be done, honestly.
I'll figure it out. What is, this is 70, 50 week season, some shit like that?
Not 50,
no.
but like
Like 30, right?
20, 30.
20? Bounce back. Watch this. I think I'm losing in every league. I'm 0-3 in every league.
Good start.
Because you don't pay attention to it.
Yeah. Fuck it, though. I'll bounce back. Tomorrow, what's today? Election day, so there's no games
18
today.
weeks total.
18 weeks?
So we're
The
already in
bounce
week
back.
4.
The bounce back will be generational for all my leagues. Tomorrow, I'm locking in.
Last
So
week,
embarrassing.
we put some bets in for Boom Fantasy. We did a 3-leg parlay. It was Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, and Davis Mills. That hit. This week, we're going to do one of the same.
Yo, Rib,
What?
bro.
All right,
Rib, bro.
my bad.
Well,
guy's
you were
really-
out. He was doing it to me.
Oh
No,
my
no.
god.
You don't discriminate. Puerto Rican, white, don't matter.
Thursday Night Football Boom Fantasy 3-leg parlay. If you make 3 picks, you can 6 times your money. If you make 5 picks, you can 20 times your money. I have 5 options here, and at the end of me naming these options, I want you guys to tell me which 3 you're going to go with, or maybe you go with 5.
Damn,
First
I got
one-
kicked off my job.
Is
Good. You were bad at it.
First one is Marcus Mariota over under 163.5 passing yards
I thought
against the Panthers.
I thought about this one. He did hit the over last time. He had I think it was 250 yards last
3
time.
touchdowns, 2
yeah, he had a
picks.
great game. It's tough. Carolina's defense is not good by any means. But 100, what did you say, 180?
163.
160
That's
seems really
super
fucking
low.
low.
I'm going to go over.
Over.
I'm going to go under on this because
Ooh.
Cordero Patterson is back.
He is.
I feel like they lean into the run game more.
160?
And Mariota, on 50% of his games, he goes under this number.
That's such a
I don't know. I don't trust Mariota too
And
much
Algier has been
pissing-
very
and
good
passing
also.
overs.
Their run game is
Under
is
160
very
is just so
solid.
nuts.
Yeah, 160 is super low.
Next option is Cordero Patterson over under 51.5 rushing yards.
For the parlay that I actually came up with, I do have Cordero as one of my slips. I do have that going over.
Hammer to over.
I'm going over. Last game, he was pretty good, coming back from an
Plus
injury.
2 touchdowns.
I think he's going to be very good against Carolina. Kyle Pitts over under 38.5 receiving yards.
This is another one I had in my slip. I do have it going over. 38.5 is very low. Last time, I think he had over 100 and something air yards last week, but only ended up with like 20 yards
You're gonna
total.
miss him twice.
Yeah, no, he had a for sure
plays.
walk-in touchdown if he hits him in stride. But 30.5 against this defense, which is not good at by any means, he definitely should hit it.
Over.
Kyle Pitts has only hit the over. Kyle Pitts has only hit 38.5 over that 2 times this season.
Ooh.
Last game versus the Chargers, he should have hit it, but Mariota kept missing him religiously. But something tells me Kyle Pitts gets the over. Last time he faced Atlanta, he had 80 yards receiving. I think he hits the over this time around on Carolina again. DJ Moore over under 60.5 receiving yards.
How many times has he hit the over?
Since PJ Walker has been in and Matt Rule has been fired, he actually has been pretty good.
68.5.
Last
you
3
said?
games, DJ Moore 24 yards, 152, 89 yards
The 152 was the game winner, which he
against the Falcons.
Okay.
Is
Ooh.
AJ Terrell, he might play, he might not play. He did miss this past weekend.
I love DJ. Give me the over,
Yeah,
man.
I'm feeling over. I am feeling over, especially because this Atlanta secondary is not good.
I think DJ Moore goes over as well. And so far we have all overs. We've all agreed on these.
Which means
outside of Mariota.
one of these are going to lose.
The fifth one is Terrace Marshall over under 36.5 receiving yards.
Terrence Marshall has been sneaky these last few weeks. You all right, man?
Yeah.
All good, man. I'm going to... The thing is, I don't love PJ Walker. He did end up having an insane game the last time the Falcons played. But it was really on some shot clock cheese.
Shot clock cheese.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over.
Over.
I'm going over, and these are not the 5 picks I'm gonna make because I'm not certain on these 5. So I'll say these are my 3 picks for Thursday Night Football. Cordell Patterson over 51.5 rushing yards, Kyle Pitts over 30.5 receiving yards, and Terrace Marshall over 36.5 receiving yards. Terrace Marshall played 90% of snaps last week, and he's top 20 in beating man coverage this year. So those are the 3 ones I'm going with this week.
All right, so I have 2 out of the 3. I have the same. I have Cordell Patterson over 51.5, Kyle Pitts over 38.5, but instead I have PJ Walker under 184.5. Last weekend they got smoked to the point where Baker Mayfield ended up coming in and getting some snaps. It's the Falcons. He should have a decent game. Their defense is not that good, but there is that possibility that if he has a misstep, they'll go into that QB2 room, and so that's why I'm going under here.
PJ could get replaced.
He could.
What about you, Riff?
What?
What 3 picks are you going with?
What you mean?
You just made 5 picks, right?
Yeah. I thought we what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Out of the 5 that I just named, which 3 would you go with?
Oh, okay, my fault. DJ Moore, Cordell Patterson, Marcus Mariota, all overs.
Okay.
I thought we was.
I like that.
We've been picking. I didn't know we was going to just.
I'm with you. I'm with
No.
you. I'm
know
with
what
you.
I'm
I'm with you.
It says it here.
That'd be fucking me
It
up,
does,
man.
yeah. I know you'd be confused with the notes and shit.
I got it.
A lot going on.
But yeah, last week we hit on Thursday Night Football parlay. I've been hitting on some of my bets. While in Atlanta, Georgia, I was making
ATL
a
treated you
shit
nice?
ton. Yeah.
Yeah, how was your trip, bro?
It was very good. I liked it. I enjoyed Atlanta.
I'll tell you what, man. I appreciated you going on that and like you posting all your picks and stuff.
So we're just not gonna acknowledge the DeJounte Murray D-riding.
Oh, that was hilarious.
We just wasn't gonna.
That was hilarious.
100% was going to transition to that beautifully. I appreciated you going into Mercedes-Benz. That looked amazing.
Very fine.
That stadium's crazy.
Going into the suite, that was a great idea. But then, of course, you go to the Atlanta game.
Yeah.
You see.
I think he knew you were there.
You see a special player do special things.
I really felt like he knew
Trae
you was
Young,
there.
he was very special.
And it seemed as if in your heart you knew, man,
Fucked up.
Mr. Flip aside.
Fucked up.
He's got to come into full effect here. So really quick?
He was so
what's your opinion on
cold
that?
down the stretch.
Because these last couple to
cold.
start the season, DeJounte's been crazy, and to see him live and do the things that he did. What was your opinion on that?
It didn't surprise me because I always knew he was a great player. And I remember back in the offseason,
Always knew he was a
we
great
would
player.
just
It's crazy.
I would play with him in 2K. I'd trade him to the Knicks and he'd be my franchise point guard. I think DeJounte's phenomenal talent. When you look at him in person, I was watching him in person. I had some good seats. 6'4", 6'5", lengthy arms.
Yeah.
He's a cheetah in space. He's super fast.
Yep.
Defensive tenacity. He's a guy that I feel like deserves more credit for how he's playing. And we should be talking about Trae Young and DeJounte Murray being one of the best backcourts and duels in the Eastern Conference in total.
Can I ask you a question?
That's how great he's been.
So we have a bet about this, sis. D'Lo,
Early
DeJounte.
cash out? Is there an early cash out option?
I'm willing to give you this opportunity. Do you want to pay me now, or do you want to see this through? I'm willing to let you cash out at 75. You can pay me 75 now.
That's a decent offer.
It's you and Riv, right?
Rev, fine. You want to be a part of this? I'm willing to. I'm more than happy to get my boy
Wait,
paid as well.
is it your and Riv's bet?
Yeah.
think
I was involved.
I think it was, yeah. It's up to you, yeah. No, it just says them two.
It does just say me and you.
Oh yeah. Then it's
Yeah,
just us
thing.
then.
So I'm willing to let you cash out $25 savings, but you have to Venmo me right now.
Right
On
now,
the show.
Right
Like
now.
on the show. I love that. That's
I think your offer is very generous.
Thank you.
stand on
And
it.
I will say something right now.
Yes.
I appreciate you making that offer,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna put on my Howie Mandel wig on and say deal.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough.
So,
Hey, man, you know what? Someone had tweeted me about it earlier in the week, and I was like, you know what? Of course, I'm going to bring it up to him because I know that he's been down on his Timberwolves. We just did a show. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out now. I know that he's had a change of heart with his Timberwolves, and it's really breaking his heart. So I figured, you know what? Let's put this one to bed. Let's settle this as men. So I'm glad that we were able to come to an agreement.
Be hilarious if the season ends and D'Lo finishes with more assists.
Yeah, it would
It'd be fucking hilarious.
What a cash out. 70. Hey, man of your word.
Cash out.
And the first bet on the big board, Andrew Velez.
Takes the win.
That's a W.
Takes the win.
Hot.
Wizards versus Bulls is the next one.
What's the Wizards' record?
I don't know. Let's check
I
it.
think we're at 6-6.
And that's a $100 bet too.
I was just throwing away bread.
What's the standings looking like? What's the standings?
The Wizards are 5-6. The Bulls are 6-6.
No, we're standing
There
firm.
we go.
We're standing
Here we
firm right now.
go.
We're standing firm.
Oh no, I ain't folding on that.
Nah, I'm good. Wait, so quick
I
question.
believe in Kyle Kuzma.
Joel, just quick question, just so we can have this information. If both teams make the plan, do we just do whoever comes out the plan?
No, it's just best record.
or just best flat out best record?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm not,
Oh,
I'm
wait,
asking
no,
you.
no,
I'm,
no.
I'm,
Oh,
regular
that's
season
fair.
record. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to you.
Okay, fair.
Like,
Hey.
what do you want to do? Like,
Well, whoever finishes higher in the standings at the end of the year.
That's fair.
yeah, just want to make sure we're good.
Because I would say, like, let's say they're both like 7, 8, 9, or 7, 8. You know, understand what I'm saying. And then let's say the Wizards get in, but the Bulls have the higher seed. And that's when things get dicey, right? That's what I'm saying. But I feel that's fair. Do the best record.
I will say though, in my trip to Atlanta, well, I went to two spectacular games. I went to the Pelicans and Hawks, which went to overtime, and the Falcons and Chargers where Herbert led a game-winning drive.
That was crazy.
So I put in a Boom fantasy bet when I was at the Falcons. Not the Falcons. I did for the Falcons too, but I lost. I put a bet in when I was at the Hawks and Pelicans game, and $20 entry, $200. I cashed out. Now this is the backstory behind it. So everybody hit the over but Zion. Zion was like at 19 points. The Hawks were up 7 with like 3 minutes left, and they were going through like Brandon Ingram. I was like, fuck. I was there like just jumping in the air like, damn, come on, Zion, please get this, please get it. And Zion just gets an and one. Zion scores again, and I'm like, let's go. And you know, I had this was just such an easy bet. Herb Jones over 3.5 rebounds. That's easy money.
Yep.
DeJounte Murray over 6 rebounds. He got 10. That was easy money. Trae Young over 26.5. He had 34. That was easy money.
There's something just about winning money on Boom. Just
it was
just
different. Easy money for me
a
to
little
make.
bit different.
The interface is cute too.
And you know, last night I placed another bet, and it was matchups. It was 4 matchups, and I lost that bet. And this is when I started to notice a
The
trend.
matchups are tough.
Yeah,
The
this
matchups
one
are tough.
So it was SGA versus Cade Cunningham, points, rebounds, assists. SGA won.
Yep.
Tatum versus Moran, points. Tatum won.
Nice.
Cat versus Randall, Cat won in rebounds. And Keldon Johnson versus Jokic, most points. I took the bet on Keldon. He got that. But Zion didn't get
No,
Brandon
your
Ingram.
last
He didn't,
one.
Yeah, my last one, Zion
Damn.
versus B.I. B.I. got 29 points. Zion had 26. And it was a +1.
Take
Damn.
the 3-level scorer, man.
Damn.
Take the 3-level scorer.
Damn.
And that's what I noticed, that with the Pelicans, this is just not even from watching them like that, just from like the bets I'll be making when I bet on the Pelicans. They take turns so often. Like one game B.I. would go off, the next game Zion would go off. It's like they always change who scores the most on the
Yep.
Pelicans.
I mean, they got 3 guys that could score the basketball at a very high level.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's my squad.
Why are you making those?
No, I'm sorry. My lips was a little chapped. So
I actually did some. People asked me what I had in the bag because I bought something at the Hawks game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I went to the Hawks shop and I bought something.
What'd you get?
A Hawks starter jacket.
Tough.
A Hawks.
Wasn't a
you got
DeJounte jersey?
a Hawks jacket
Yeah,
as a Knicks fan.
starter jacket.
It's pretty insane.
I'm in love with starter jackets. I just think starter jackets are fly.
You have it down here or no?
It's upstairs, actually. Yeah, it's upstairs.
Damn, should've
What's your
run it
opinion on that?
down. As long as he didn't get a DeJounte, anything.
Yo, if he got a DeJounte
Yeah.
jersey, I would have
That'd be
loved.
nice.
I
That would've been
told myself,
hilarious.
I was actually looking at the jerseys, and I told myself, if I get a jersey, it has to be like an old school one, like a Dominic
Yeah,
Wilkins
yeah,
or
yeah.
Pete Maravich. That has to be one of those, but I tried it on, didn't fit me. But the starter jacket fit me well. I was like, I'm going to take the starter jacket.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Starter jacket's always dope,
They
bro.
are nice. They are
You know?
nice, but come on, you're a Knicks fan.
You know, those are like, I'm a reserve wearing that for like date nights. I'm never going to wear it on show.
Is there a team that the Knicks hate more than the Hawks? right now, at least. I don't think so.
Probably not.
Boston, maybe.
No.
But even still, right now, it's just the Hawks because
It was fuck Trey Young, bing bong. Like, that was the whole shit.
Well, now it's fuck DeJounte Murray.
The Bulls, the Nets.
Okay.
The Nets.
Okay.
that's
Nets.
valid.
Yeah.
I just feel like the Hawks.
Hawks and the Nets are probably top two.
Facts.
It's also your last playoff berth.
And you have
the
gear
Hawks.
for both teams.
Yeah, I have a Knicks starter jacket as well.
I'd hope so.
Yeah, I have so many. I have a Sun starter jacket.
That's tough.
I collect starter jackets.
Don't you dare get a Bulls starter jacket.
Oh, I got a Bulls championship shirt.
Embarrassing. You're insufferable.
I'm not.
It's
I'm
rich,
not
man, this guy.
Oh no.
I'm not discriminatory when it comes to vintage gear.
My brother was talking to me
Fuck
about
that.
you and all the teams that you support.
Really? What did he
Oh
say?
yeah, nothing good.
Hey, listen, man. When I ride for my teams, I ride for my teams, man.
That's funny coming from your brother, who was a Patriots fan, then a Bucks fan, now a Giants fan.
Hilarious.
He's
like
all-
him.
Yeah.
He's really not though.
You
He's
guys
not
are all the
what-
same.
He's really not like all the.
No, he's not. But 3 different teams in your life is nuts.
I'm saying, but he doesn't really. He's not switching squads like that though. He's not a Giants fan.
He told me he was a Giants fan yesterday.
Did he
on
actually
Sunday.
say
Yes,
that?
he said I'm a Giants fan.
He's
Actually verbatim.
hilarious.
So you guys know when they say you drink essential water and then you start drinking other waters, it tastes funny? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a
for
fact.
sure. Because you're drinking expensive water. And you go to dollar water, and then you're like, oh, wow, there's a reason why we're paying different.
Very different.
It's just
I'm
a
gonna still
different.
drink it for sure.
Definitely. It's just a different way it's filtered.
Yeah.
Thought we had that conversation, Riv. Next
Me too.
topic.
Yeah, moving on to the show.
Football.
And before
Did we have
we move on to the show, just put in a little bow tie on Boom Fantasy. You can download Boom Fantasy, the link in the description below. I'll put the QR code here on the screen somewhere. There's no bets on today because it's election day. No NBA games on.
We
no
have
NFL games
NBA
on.
lines out for tomorrow though, right?
Yep.
And as well as football for Thursday.
And it's right now, if you join Boom Fantasy, you have a $100 risk-free bet that you can make.
sir.
So put it on that Thursday night football parlay.
Yep.
Let's see if you win that bread.
We're also doing a Modern Warfare 2 giveaway as well. So you go ahead, you get your risk-free bet, but also automatically enter into Modern Warfare 2 giveaway. We'll be announcing that probably close to the end of the month.
I think let's just announce it in a week or two.
In a week? All right.
People are dying to play Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, it's mad fun. It's a lot
I
of fun.
haven't played
You
it
haven't?
yet.
I was gonna say the game is fire.
You played it?
Yeah, definitely.
You guys are on PlayStation though, so.
We can still get it.
We can cross-play.
Oh, we
right?
can
Yeah.
cross-play,
Yeah.
but we can't. Can we cross Game Chat? Probably.
Yeah.
You're casual.
Tough.
We can just FaceTime.
Dude, I'm definitely a COD casual, but I'm
we
still
can
nice.
literally just FaceTime.
We can just
It
Discord.
seems like you want to get a little intimate. You said you looked me in the eyes and said we can FaceTime.
No,
like,
I meant
it was like
even
these
if
guys
we
weren't
could,
even.
no,
in this
I meant like even
conversation.
if we couldn't crossplay, we have a group
Yeah,
chat.
but I
we
have a
could just
headset.
FaceTime.
Like, I mean,
All right, I'm just saying, like,
you
there's
can
so many ways.
cross-chat, though.
word. In
Just
game chat.
in the
Do you want to FaceTime me or something?
I would love to.
I FaceTimed Dehls the other day. Talked to him about the Jets.
Yeah, we were chopping it up for a while.
Yeah.
Had to. Big win. Big win.
We're not going to talk about that in the first topic of the show, though. We're going to talk about Sunday Night Football because although the game was ugly on both sides for the most part, the Chiefs beat the Titans 20-17, and it was an entertaining Sunday Night Football game. And from this game, I feel like there's a couple questions we can ask. One from the Titans is this offense just way too limited to trust them in the playoffs and to trust that they can win multiple playoff games? Because the Titans have been in the playoffs for multiple years. That's not the question with them. The question is, can they take that next step? Is this offense way too limited for them to do that? And number two is the Chiefs. I feel like for the first time this season, it felt like they kind of missed Tyreek Hill in the offense. Mahomes had to drop back 78 times and still got it done because he's Patrick Mahomes. But we'll start off with the Titans and answering that question. What do you think, Dehls?
The Titans, Drew, you tweeted out the night of the game. Mike Vrabel is without a doubt a top 5 coach in this league. It's baffling how this was even a game, right? I don't know how this game was entertaining. The Titans were on the road, backup quarterback. Chiefs had double the amount of yards. The Titans only had 9 first downs. Chiefs had 29. Chiefs had 41 minutes possession. The Titans 26. The Titans were 1 for 11 on third down. They had absolutely no business being in this game, let alone take it to overtime. Offensively, it was a Derrick Henry show. That's what we're expecting week in and week out, especially without Ryan Tannehill, who I think seems close to returning. He was a game-time decision on Sunday night, so I would expect him to come back either this week or possibly the week after. And defensively, the Titans did what you have to do against Mahomes. You can't blitz Mahomes. He's way too good against the blitz. For the most part of the game, they rushed 4, played man, and for the most part, they did a pretty good job. Mahomes ended up having, 400 yards, but he passed the ball 68 times, third most in NFL history. And it was working for Tennessee, who, coming into the season, we didn't think had the greatest roster on paper, but again, credit to Vrabel being able to coach up those guys. Derrick Henry, phenomenal at football. Malik Willis, he's got a long way to go. Coming into the draft process, into the regular season, I know there was speculation around, can he start over Tannehill? I think Tannehill's job has never been safer. Malik Willis, you could tell this coaching staff, it's very much so how Justin Fields was treated the first couple of games. You just can't screw the game up. We have Derrick Henry back there. We have a good defense. We're going to hand the ball off to him. And Malik, he made a couple throws here or there, but for the most part, he looked really raw and frankly not ready to play quarterback at this level.
Really great throw to Okonkwo.
Yes.
That went for 55 yards.
Oh, the screen of the first play of the game? Yeah, great throw.
Play.
48.
The Chiefs, I think this just shows how hard it is to win the NFL, right? We saw the Bills lose. We saw the Eagles win an ugly game against the Texans. The Chiefs win an ugly game against the Titans. Week in and week out, it's very hard to consistently win when you have a 17-game regular season. And great teams like the Chiefs, like the Eagles, they end up finding ways to win games. The Chiefs, who were not by any means sharp, very similar to the Eagles against the Texans, they were not sharp by any means. It was probably the worst his offense has looked probably all season. Mahomes has been spectacular all year. For whatever reason, they completely abandoned the run. They dropped back on 85% of their snaps. They weren't successful running the ball. Patrick Mahomes was the leading rusher for them, but overall, they had 13 carries for 14 yards by guys not named Patrick Mahomes. That was with Clyde, Pacheco, McKinnon, those guys. But when you are dropping back 68 times, I feel like it really makes you obvious what you're going to do. And having Patrick Mahomes, it's nice having the best quarterback to make things obvious because he's going to be able to fix up a lot of things. But my biggest takeaway was the Chiefs are an elite team who could win ugly. Tennessee still has some time to go. Once Tannehill gets back there, without a doubt, a playoff team. I think that's their ceiling, though. I don't see them winning a playoff game. If right now the Jets and Tennessee match up in the playoffs, I would take the Jets. I think their offense can do more. I think defensively we're better. Of course, the Titans have a Derrick Henry, but I would still like the Jets. And if they're not beating the Jets in the playoffs, they're probably not beating any playoff team in the AFC right now. But these are two really well-coached teams, really two good organizations that year in and year out are always in the playoff hunt. But right now for Tennessee, they got to get Tannehill back. Treylon Burks is also available to come off IR this week. He'll be a huge boost. He was getting some momentum before his injury. Now he hasn't played the last 3 or 4 weeks. So with him back, with Tannehill there, maybe they could spark something. But for right now, this put the Chiefs at number 1 for me in the power rankings. I'll be honest. Ugly win. Bills lost. This put them at number 1 for me.
You want to go because you seem like you have an issue.
You were counting Mahomes' interceptions, right?
The drop ones?
Yeah, the drop counter.
What were they?
Not many.
Okay.
So in my notes, actually, I have one statement, and it's screw this guy, referring to Patrick Mahomes. He's a savage. He's amazing. He's the best quarterback in the National Football League. It's the truth. To win a game like this, it was basically all because of Patrick Mahomes. I have no problem saying this. He was amazing, flat out. If Patrick Mahomes is not the quarterback of this team, this is a loss guaranteed. But Patrick Mahomes is special, and he does special things. And I'm tired of talking about the Chiefs, and now I'm going to talk about the Titans. You mentioned something about Malik, and you're saying how Ryan Tannehill's job has never been safer. To a degree, I feel where you're coming from. The only reason why I'm a little bit hesitant is that, one, there's no offensive weapons outside of Derrick Henry. Robert Woods really has not been integrated into this offense as much as he probably should be, given his history. Robert Woods is not a scrub, and with the lack of weapons that they do have, you would expect that Robert Woods would have opportunity. You mentioned Treylon Burks, who's coming back from injury. That'll be big for them, but he's been out, and he proved to be they wanted him to be a big part of this offense, and losing him also definitely hurts. But he should be back, and that should be exciting. But for this game specifically, Malik didn't have that option. Malik was at his best when Derrick Henry had the run going. You had to focus primarily on Derrick. And then Malik Willis got it going with the read option and started to get things going. He averaged 5 yards a carry. Malik was very efficient on the ground when he had his opportunity. But it seemed as if, for some reason, there was a shift in the second half where they just stopped running the ball.
The Chiefs, that is?
No, I'm talking about the Titans, where Derrick Henry only had 17 carries in the first half. It seemed like any time Derrick Henry touched the ball was an explosive play. What I wanted to see more out of the Titans is similarly what we saw out of Justin Fields. You understand what Malik's gifts are. Right now, his legs are his best attribute. Utilize that. You have Derrick Henry, probably the best pure running back in the game. You obviously know the game plan is Derrick Henry is going to get the ball a ton. Malik also has to understand that if I'm going to be effective in this offense, I need to use my legs. And when he did use his legs, the offense got moving. In the first half, we actually saw this offense look relatively decent. Come second half, they couldn't do anything. Come overtime, they couldn't do anything. That's why on 4th and 1, when the Chiefs decided to go for it instead of kicking the field goal, I was kind of scratching my head because the Titans offense couldn't do anything. You kicked that field goal with Harrison Butker, it was basically game over because the offense was doing absolutely nothing second half in OT. Malik was put in a tough spot. That's all I have to say about the Titans in this offense. Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. He's amazing. The best pure rusher in the National Football League. Chubb is fantastic as well. He's right behind Derrick. There's just no one better than Derrick. But Malik, in this situation specifically, was put in a tough one to succeed, and he did the best that he could, which was not that great, if we're being completely honest.
I look at Malik Willis, and it's obvious he's a raw quarterback right now. He wasn't put in a good position to succeed. They don't have the offensive weapons to air it out, so they have to play conservatively. There was this one play, though, where he had, I think it was Hollister on this wheel, and he just put his head down and tried to scramble, and he could have got a lot of yards on that. They stopped running the ball because it's not that they didn't try, because I know when you look at the numbers, it's like, oh, why didn't they just run the ball more with Derrick Henry? First drive of the second half, they ran the ball. Derrick Henry got 1 yard.
Yep.
Then it's 2nd and long. You have to pass it at that point. 3 and out. Then next drive, they get a field goal, and Derrick Henry gets a carry for 5 yards. 3rd down, they get stopped. They hit a field goal. The third drive, Derrick Henry rushes for 9 yards. It's a penalty. It puts them back at a 1st and 20 situation. So now you have to pass it if you're that far in the down and distance. The 4th drive, Derrick Henry gets the carry again. Malik scrambles. Then on 3rd down, incomplete. Malik passed 3rd and 4. They punt it. Very next drive, they run it with Derrick Henry again for 4 yards. Then for 7 yards. Then they run it again on 1st down with Derrick Henry. They were using Derrick Henry. It's just that I think the Chiefs did a great job at stopping the run in the second half.
No doubt.
Because they knew that, these weapons are nothing special. They're not. Robert Woods, you can say that he's been very good in his career previously, but when he's the number one option, you can key on him. He's not going to be very effective.
I'm with you.
The Titans lack explosive offensive personnel, and for that reason, they're not going to be a legit playoff team. Last season, even when the Titans had A.J. Brown, we knew they were a well-coached team. We knew that they protect the ball. We knew that they play safe. But ultimately, nobody took them seriously. Everybody knew they were a fraudulent first seed. This year, they're going to win the AFC South because the Colts are a mess, the Texans are horrible, and the Jaguars are just too inconsistent. But in the playoffs, the Titans cannot beat any team because their offense, they can't do anything offensively. Everything relies on Derrick Henry. And we've seen Derrick Henry win you games before in the playoffs, but how likely is that to happen once again when you don't have somebody like A.J. Brown who you have to put your attention on? The last time the Titans won in the playoffs, they had Jonnu Smith, A.J. Brown, and Corey Davis. None of those guys are there, and they were huge parts of that offense. To talk about Mahomes, he's special. And we know he's special. And just the most special drive of the game, 4th quarter, 3rd and 17, 7 minutes left. He scrambles for a 1st down, 20-yard scramble.
Insane play.
Then less than 3 minutes left, 3rd and 9. He scrambles for a touchdown in the red zone. He went on a 13-play, 93-yard touchdown drive, and then a 2-point conversion. He rushes it in himself.
That was annoying, man. That was 2 penalties, and then takes off. Like, come on. Now, the rushing touchdown, I was punching air.
I do think the Chiefs missed Tyreek Hill in this game. He's a phenomenal player. We know that. And it kind of made me wonder, what if they just had Juju with Tyreek Hill? Because Juju is back to being a great receiver again. He's going to touch 1,000. So is Travis Kelce. This Chiefs offense is legitimately one elite playmaker away
Can
from
it
being
be Kadarius?
unstoppable again. Maybe it is Kadarius. He
Yeah,
has
he
Can
different
I ask you a
dimensions.
question? Are you out on McCole?
I'm not out on McCole, but I think McCole is who he is.
Well, I feel like these last couple of weeks they've actually tried to integrate him more and more into this offense.
He has been, but is he going to consistently win down the field route? You know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of that was either screens, jet passes,
motions,
just getting him involved rather than him himself getting open, making things happen.
The reason why I feel like that's a strong possibility is Andy Reid's probably the best play caller in the game, and he can draw plays to get him.
But
open.
if we're talking
and McColl's
about
fast enough and explosive,
yeah,
enough
if
to
we're talking
do so.
about long term for the Chiefs,
No, I know what you're
McColl being
saying.
that for this
he
year,
in a contract year? McCole?
he might be.
I think McCole is definitely in a contract.
I think McCole is who he is. They've been doing a better job at implementing his skill set in the offense with
No
the jet
doubt.
sweeps and the motions and stuff like that, the screen passes.
That's his vibe.
But that's who he is. He's one of those guys that in space he can make something happen because he's very fast, but he's not somebody that is going to consistently get open against man coverage.
He saw 9 targets.
That's
this
who
past week.
Kadarius could be, though. I mean, he didn't
Oh, no,
wasn't involved
Kadarius,
a
yep.
ton, but first play of the game, they got him the ball. They got him the ball
It's
again in the red zone.
Week 1 of being on a new team.
With time, but we know Kadarius can win one-on-one man coverage. I mean, we saw last year against Trayvon Diggs, who wasn't the best corner in coverage last year, but this year has turned up and been one of the best all around. Was rounding him up the entire game against Dallas.
Oh, you're done talking?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you had a long spiel. 17-9 going into the fourth quarter.
Sorry,
That was so crazy.
bro. I'm sorry.
No, I had it up.
Oh, you wanted to hear something?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I had it on Do Not Disturb. I figured out how to do it now.
Nice.
Happy.
Thank you. 17-9 going into the fourth quarter. Pretty much replicating everything you guys said. Unfortunately, I hate to be the last guy to go, but the AFC South is pretty much going to produce the worst team in the AFC playoffs. Let's just cut it out. It's either the Colts if they pull a magical comeback, or the Titans. You know, the Jaguars if they would have did it. They're going to pull out the worst team, and realistically, the Titans can't beat nobody. Derrick Henry is who he is. He can have those best running back in the league performances, but at the end of the day, we all said it. They don't have any offensive weapons. You saw that in the fourth quarter with the Chiefs. They have Kelsey. They have Patrick Mahomes. On the other end, the Titans don't. They have Derrick Henry, but they don't have even if you get Ryan Tannehill back, is he that type of guy?
I'm really
can
hoping
will
that,
I don't know.
that Treylon can come back from injury. And
But is Treylon that guy? He's
We'll
He was-
see.
he was getting
He
some
definitely
momentum.
had.
he was all right, but he's not I still in the playoffs going in. I don't think he still can be that guy just yet.
No,
hope
I'm
not.
with you. But
He's
you
not
know,
Garrett
hopefully,
Wilson.
but not.
He's not Chris Olave.
He's going crazy.
he's not Chris Olave.
He's not. He's not. But I'm saying he's
Why do
not.
you say
Garrett
that
has
for
been
Chris
balling,
Olave, but not Garrett Wilson?
Because Garrett Wilson, we know that.
Garrett Wilson ain't Chris Olave though.
But Chris Olave isn't the obvious
They're
name.
neck and neck.
They are. Yeah, I'm in.
Olave's been fantastic.
Olave's been better statistically. The eye test, Garrett Wilson is just insane.
That's my
Is
guy.
that wrong
Olave.
to say?
That's my
Olave?
guy.
That's
Yeah,
not wrong
Olave.
to
I like
say.
him. I like him. I watched him like twice.
What am I saying that's wrong there, Joel?
I
I'm giving
didn't
credit
say
where
anything
credit
was
is due.
wrong.
You're giving me a
Isn't he
look.
leading
I said
all
nothing
rookies
was
in
wrong.
yards?
He is.
Yeah,
and
nah,
receptions?
Olave's been amazing. And deep down the field, Olave is a burner. We knew this.
Great
But
route
Garrett
runner.
Wilson
He's
is
dog.
just super meticulous with his
Invest.
footwork.
Best.
Yeah. Oh,
Forget
okay,
some, Joe.
okay.
Invest.
Um,
You think Jets, Titans? I got Jets.
I got Jets.
I just feel like Treylon is just
I'm
an
gonna be-
added piece that the Titans just need anything at
Desperately,
this
they
point.
I'm gonna
need
be
in
honest.
time.
There's probably like 8 teams I'd pick in the AFC over the Titans.
Titans.
Not even teams that won't make the playoffs, like the
Take
Bengals.
the Patriots.
Oof.
I feel like that's a pretty
It's like
even,
neck and neck.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Patriots defense.
'Cause the Bengals gonna make the playoffs. What are we
The
talking-
Patriots are number one in defensive DVOA.
Bro,
See?
Belichick is
It
crazy.
doesn't miss. It doesn't miss.
The Bengals aren't in
And
right
I
now.
I heard conversation. I think
Yeah, they
Joy
are.
Taylor
Are they
was
not?
talking about
I
it.
don't
They're
think so.
saying how
I think so.
Belichick's an
I feel like
average
like a
coach
17.
without Tom Brady. Just like what?
Win loss record probably, but
what
coach
he's
no.
doing with this roster, it's horrible.
Yeah.
They're the.
But that's a good. It's a good headline.
Yeah, that's why
Definitely is a good
that's
headline.
she got me. She got me
She did.
talking about it. So there it is.
Josh Allen is 2-7 his career in one possession games. I know this
Just
isn't
wanted
a
to throw
Josh
that in
Allen
there.
topic, but I mean the reason why
They are not in right now.
the Bengals.
They're
All
not
right,
in.
I see how you're going to correlate this.
Yeah, exactly. Patrick Mahomes wins 60% of his games when he's down by 10 or more points. Right? Josh Allen's 2-7 in one possession games. I think
It's neck and neck.
earlier in the season, I haven't checked recently, but early in the season, Mahomes and Josh Allen's fourth quarter numbers, Josh Allen was better. But in these close games, I mean, I trust the Chiefs. That's why I think they're the 1 seed. That's why I picked them going to the Super Bowl this last
Mahomes
episode.
might be better now. Josh just flopped the other day.
Yeah,
So,
I
Mahomes-
mean, Josh and Mahomes are 1A, 1B, however you want to slice it. But in terms of just straight
And where do you have
talent,
two in there?
huh?
Is in two?
He's not in that tier. No, he's
No?
the Mahomes and Allen tier.
you have to stop. It's
enough
is
listen,
enough.
The numbers are the numbers.
Enough is enough.
It's okay. If you want to put him in that second tier, go crazy. But Mahomes and Allen are very, very special.
What's the second tier? Like Herbert and shit?
Herbert, Burrow.
Come on.
Statistically, Tua's there.
Be for real.
He's not as good as them, but statistically,
So
he's
we
there.
putting Hurts in there?
Yes.
Statistically.
Rocket launcher.
But again,
And Lamar.
like eye test.
Lamar, of course. Lamar.
But right now, like I know you guys are all on the Bills, right? You had this Jordan season. You have him going to the Super Bowl. I think you did as well.
He's literally losing the MVP on his own. He's doing it to himself at this point.
I mean, we're going to get into the Jets later, so I don't want to get into it. But right now, just the Chiefs being able to win these close games. Mahomes does it every single year. That's really been the epitome of his career, coming back from these 10-plus point deficits, winning close games. They're special, man. We saw it again.
Jets are 4-0 on the road. That's
What did I do to
Road
deserve this?
Because-
What did I do to deserve this?
And guess what? All those wins, 3 of those wins have been with Zach Wilson.
okay. I saw one, and I was not.
Zach's arm actually looked exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
This
his
past
arm.
weekend.
He's always
His
looked
arm was
exciting.
never.
No, but there was actually opportunity for him to let the ball go, and
He knows how to.
That's
run.
actually
converting.
good for you guys because if you go into the playoffs, you won't have a home game.
You're not wrong. Hey, we can win the division.
take it easy.
We could right now, yeah.
We
Well,
already
Josh
have-
is hurt.
technically,
Josh is hurt.
technically, yeah, they can. Yeah, they can.
We're a
Why
game-
not-
we're a
why not
game-
us?
We're a half game
Talk
behind,
about
and we
us.
already have a win over them.
Talking
You heard
shit, won't
Robert
win in
Saleh?
Buffalo.
Robert
I'll
Saleh?
literally
No,
put my life
but
on it.
Buffalo's
Dolphins-
1-2, or are they 0-3 in the division?
They're 0-2 in the division.
Oh, they're
0-2.
0-2. So that's the tiebreaker if it goes past, head to head. If we
We
split,
gotta
which
be
I think
New
we
England
will.
for sure.
Yeah, which I think we
If
can.
the
the Bills will
Dolphins
get it.
had the Jets defense, they're a lock for
What
the
are we
Super
doing?
Bowl.
What are we
I'm just
doing?
saying how
Yeah, I
great the
mean-
Jets defense
All right, I
is.
mean, if
How
Jets had,
great-
Jets had Tyreek and Waddle. that'd be
Exactly.
nice, too.
If you guys had their offense, you guys would be title favorites.
Okay,
Can't have it
yeah,
all.
maybe if Denver had another quarterback outside of Russell, life would be better. Like we're
Stray
playing
was
the-
Just
so
wanted a
crazy.
cute little statement.
Stray
there.
was
We're playing
so
the
Had
little
to do
ifs,
that.
you
It
know
was
what I'm
Maybe
nice.
if
saying?
they had Teddy Bridgewater still.
Or
I don't
Maybe
know.
if
Teddy
they had,
Bridgewater
Michael
took
Floor
took
coaching.
place of Tua
Maybe
and
Jacoby
didn't win a
Brissett.
game. So
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett.
We got Skylar Thompson.
He's actually been all right.
He has been.
Skylar Thompson,
Kid.
another one, came in, didn't win a game.
Tough. What about
Yeah.
Only
the
two.
Jets.
Only
Justin
two knows how to win
Fields.
with the
Justin
Dolphins.
Fields? Oh, you guys need Nick Foles.
Nah, Justin Fields is a problem. Nick Foles, he's horrible.
Greatest
Why do
backup
they
ever.
need? Oh, okay.
Greatest backup
He
ever.
is.
He's only good with the Eagles.
He has Super Bowl.
Also true. He really is
He
only
has the
good
same
with the
Super Bowl
Eagles.
as. He actually had a better Super Bowl performance than Russell Wilson.
For sure.
Shit.
That game was spectacular.
No, yeah, I think he threw what 400.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
You
He
need
threw
that.
500 loss.
Yeah.
That sucked. That was sad.
I was ecstatic.
Over the last couple of weeks, Justin Fields has been
Oozing.
doing very good. He's been having career performance after career performance, and that made us come up with this little segment of ours. Is we're gonna pick 3 players right now that we are going to invest in for Week 10 and moving forward into the season. This is for Mojo. You can download the app anywhere, and you can invest in New Jersey. And for each player has a different multiplier on them, and what that means is that if you invest $20 and a price goes up $4 and there's a, let's say, 5 times multiplier on it, your $3 gain turns into $15. So that's what the multiplier means. So 3 players we're investing into for Mojo. I'll start.
All right.
Number 1 is Justin Fields.
Do we all have Justin Fields?
We
Yeah,
do.
Justin
He's playing
Fields-
Detroit.
Right now, his price is at $27. Over his past 2 games, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 113 passer rating, 67% completion percentage. Justin Fields has been amazing. If there's a time to invest in him before his price keeps getting higher and higher, is right now. And if you bought the dip on him, you would have been up like 20+% on Justin Fields right now.
And the
if
names
you would've bought
around
the dip.
him, a couple like Daniel Jones is right below him, Baker's right below him, Nick Foles, and above him is Caleb Williams, Marcus Mariota, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones. Like this is the tier you're getting Justin Fields, and he's playing better than all of these guys. What? Daniel Jones?
Yeah, like what was the need?
He's literally. I said these are the names
I
below and
understand.
above
Is he
him.
playing significantly better than Daniel Jones?
No, he is right now, yeah.
Yeah, and his
'Cause he
upside.
had one amazing rushing performance.
His
Take
upside's
it
there,
easy.
too.
No,
That's
last
it.
last
That's
3
it.
games he's been
That's it.
better.
Both.
He's been good.
He's
He's been solid.
fantastic in his upside. We knew the upside with Fields is
You're really pissing me off.
it's a little bit of a different stratosphere than
Now,
Daniel
Fields is
Jones.
him.
Nah, Fields is good.
Fields
He's
is
very
show
good.
He's really good.
I'm excited
Who
for
are
him.
your other 2?
I like him.
My second one is Travis Etienne.
Fuck, it's mine too.
He's averaging over 135 scrimmage yards per game in the last 3 games. His price right now is $11, which he's in like the backup running back tier right now. And I think Travis Etienne is going to be a star So I think that price goes up as the season progresses. And number 3 is my guy, Geno Smith. Geno Smith right now, he's at $24. He's the 38th price quarterback on Mojo. You can argue he's playing at a top 10 quarterback level. That's not even an argument. It's a fact. He's playing at a top 10 quarterback level. Geno Smith, I don't know how long he's a starter for Seattle. Maybe he gets replaced next season, but right now, for the rest of the season, I'm investing into Geno Smith, and maybe this $24 turns into $30 or $35. And he has a 10-time multiplier on him right now. So if you invest into him, you're going to get 10 times the return if he keeps doing well.
He could come up for sure. I also have Justin Fields and Travis Etienne, so I'm not going to talk about them. But my third one is Tua. Tua's been someone that, Drew, you've been investing in for a long time. And I probably started about a month ago, and then over these last couple of weeks, I'm just more heavily invested in him because right now he's at $37. He's around Jameis and Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. You guys know I'm a Jalen Hurts guy, right? That is my guy. There's no reason that Tua should be $20 cheaper than Jalen Hurts with the way both of them are playing right now. So go ahead. Right now, Tua is $37 on Mojo. Invest in him. I'm all in for the rest of the season. Say whatever you want about, I don't know if he's franchise quarterback. I want to pay him this and that. Statistically, right now, there is very, very few quarterbacks putting up the numbers he is, and that's only going to reflect on Mojo. His price is going to continue to go up. So even if you're not the biggest Tua guy in the world, he's going to put up the numbers you need for the price on Mojo to go up, and you can get some money.
You said it perfectly. There is no reason why Jalen Hurts should be $20 clear of Tua. Not right now, the way that he's been playing. You guys have an amazing team. And Jalen Hurts is definitely at the forefront of that. He's been amazing.
Do you think that difference is Mojo?
It's last year. It's got to be.
Yeah, but also Mojo maybe looking at the Eagles saying they have a chance to make a deep playoff run. They're the favorites in the NFC, while the Dolphins, they're more of a dark horse in the AFC.
My only issue becomes
AFC dark is tougher for them.
That's what I'm saying.
My only issue becomes when Tua was out, the Dolphins lost every single game. He comes back. They've won every single game. He's put up unbelievable numbers. I'm going to take it easy and not turn up fully on Tua for the second. Say that one more time.
You guys played the Bears, right? And who was
that? Was with Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, we would have smoked you with Tua.
Really? You firmly believe that?
Talk your shit.
But the 3 games they lost.
I'm not.
The 3 games they lost. I felt like watching the Bengals Thursday night. I kind of felt like the Bengals that could have gone either way. The Vikings beat the Dolphins. I kind of feel like the Vikings probably still win.
Tua?
It was a 1 touchdown.
And then the Jets, we blew the brakes off the Dolphins. It wasn't even close.
The issue with the Dolphins solely becomes their defense. We're going to talk about it a little bit later, so I won't go too crazy. But yes, I do have Tua as one of those investments. Every single week until I see his price above $50, you need to invest, especially a quarterback that has franchise potential in him with Mojo. Reason why I'm also investing into Justin Fields is these guys have potential to have big boom plays that their price goes up. Mojo loves to cater to their quarterbacks, and Justin Fields and Tua are the perfect explanations of guys you should be investing in because of that reason. My last one, I know you guys are talking investing long term. I actually want to do the shorting aspect of things, and I'm going with shorting whichever starting quarterback is going to be facing the Denver Broncos this next week. We have let up over 200 yards only 3 times to Matt Ryan, Jimmy G, and Herbert, and we've only allowed 4 passing touchdowns this year. If they're playing, whichever one, Malik, Ryan Tannehill playing against Denver, it's not going to bode well for him. These are guys that I'm looking to short.
Do you know if Ryan Tannehill is playing this week?
No, I don't, which is why I'm saying whichever one of the 2 is going to be starting, I'm going to be shorting them because Denver's defense has been absolutely lock up.
I'll piggyback on that. I'm shorting Marcus Mariota and P.J. Walker.
Are you?
P.J. Walker can get replaced anytime, and Mariota, he's on a short leash.
Yeah, he is.
It might be Desmond Ritter time.
You think so?
Very soon.
Really?
I hope so. I would love to see him play.
I feel like there's been moments where I've been begging for Desmond and it just has not happened.
He's really been that bad?
Mariota, he hasn't been that bad. He's actually top 10 in QBR right now in the NFL.
We're just not doing it enough.
But the offense is masking his limitations, and last game, Marcus Mariota had Kyle Pitts
wide
open so many times. There was one that was egregious
over the middle of
that
field.
he missed them. But there were other times where Kyle Pitts had a one-on-one matchup. He's not open technically, but when it's Kyle Pitts, he's 6'6". He's open in a one-on-one situation. Mariota would just overthrow him and not give him a catchable ball. There's a reason why he had 200-plus air yards last game, and he had 20 yards. It's because Mariota was not passing him the ball.
Yeah.
You had one of mine, Justin Fields, but I think everybody, like we said, picked it. So I had one. Chris Olave. I'm glad we was talking about him. He's at 1446 right now. And guys in front of him, Tyler Lockett, Jarvis Landry, Christian Kirk. He's going to be wide receiver 1 very soon. In a room full of Alvin Kamara, MT, and that quarterback mayhem, he's been arguably their best player on offense. Yeah. He's been arguably the best wide receiver at the rookie position, and soon enough he's going to be a superstar. So bank on him now, because in next year he's going to be wide receiver 1. And he's going to easily be a top 10 receiver statistically.
And who knows if MT what his future holds? Yeah, right? Another year he's out for the season.
I don't know
right?
what's his vibe.
So
but
I mean,
so sad.
Who knows?
To the Jets.
Who knows what ends up happening with MT?
MT? Okay.
I mean,
definitely
for like a 5th.
I think he's. I do genuinely believe he's just tired of New Orleans.
Hilarious, because actually Garrett Wilson is ahead of Chris Olave.
Little both.
Price.
You think so?
More hype out of college.
I think he's
Silly
just
rabbits.
hurt right now.
Yeah,
Silly rabbits.
Silly rabbits.
Garrett Wilson,
you're right,
like
man.
Look, they got in front of him. Tyler Boyd.
A doctor actually
Julius
explained Michael Thomas's injuries, and it was a foot doctor, and how the way he runs is why his foot keeps getting messed up.
People say that about
MT?
Etienne as well.
Yeah.
Etienne's
Really?
running style is also problematic for a lot of doctors.
MT, the way he runs.
Yeah, it's his
fucking
ankles.
crazy.
That's why
If
they
you
get
see the
messed
way
up.
Etienne runs too, I don't know how the hell he does it. Every time he plants a foot, it's like to the like his right foot goes this way, his left foot goes this way, and somehow he goes straight. I don't know how the hell he does it, but that's
duck feet.
also
He's got duck feet.
that's
I
also
have
why
duck feet.
he's able to be so shifty, because his feet are already going to the
That's
left. or
literally
going
how
to the
I run.
right. Well, I mean, you're not a professional athlete putting stress
Unfortunately,
on
no.
your body, so
No, no.
it's not as
just,
problematic.
once or twice a
He's
month.
in a men's league though.
Yeah,
I
close,
get active. You know what I'm
close.
saying?
I know you. I've
know what I'm
seen
saying?
highlights.
But yeah, no, that's how I run. I
Getting
know what
sweaty.
you're talking about. I
I
kind
just
of
want
run.
to rock.
Huh.
Body, yeah. You know how to hit that dance?
Yo,
Should I get a buddy?
I'm a star football player too. I'm
Really?
Deshaun Jackson. I have
We
three-
played football the other day. Should have came.
You didn't invite me.
We didn't. My
You
bad.
literally
You didn't
did.
invite me either.
I have
You
3
were in
route
Atlanta.
trees, so
That's cap.
simple.
You've seen my highlights.
We
I
play,
did.
bro. We play every year Thanksgiving. You guys gonna come?
Yeah,
Sure.
invite me. Who's the quarterback for me?
I'm always the quarter. I'm actually undefeated on Thanksgiving.
So pick me up. I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you my 3 routes. It's the go, out, curl.
Okay, that's all you're the name.
I'm not running through the middle. I'm too
No,
little
no
for that.
crossing routes.
It's none of that.
Okay,
Tell you what, man. I was playing defense. Those damn crosses were getting me every
crosses
time.
were getting Drew.
I can't do that.
Fucking hell, man.
I'm
And
not
the shit that
frame,
sucked,
you know what I'm saying?
we were on one side of the field, crossed it to complete other. Asking a lot of me every
Hard.
single play.
Man beaters.
I'm gonna
What
just
are
hit you
gonna
with
do?
the
Top off.
top off.
So Chris Olave and who else?
I said Fields. So,
Fields and Chris Olave.
yes.
Okay,
Nice
those are some
guys.
good investments. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean you stole my Fields guy, man.
Garrett Wilson.
He's ahead of Olave right now.
I already
should be.
invested
I
in
like
Wilson.
10
I put some
cents.
Moran though. He's been unreal.
You said should what?
He should
Should
be,
be.
apparently.
Apparently, right?
Garrett, baby.
Garrett's cool. I like Garrett.
And that Wilson and Wilson connection, yo, that picture with them hugging each other made my
touched
heart
it.
warm.
Yeah, touched my
Touched
heart.
your
for
heart?
Sure.
I
love
was like,
those men.
thus.
You guys are insufferable.
Wilson and Wilson connection.
I love those men.
Let's go, baby.
They're just great fucking men, great human beings, great people. I would love to just sit down and shake their hand.
I
Garrett
didn't.
Wilson
I
is
didn't
cool.
gamble on the whole Eagles team, so I'm pretty much locked in for the year. Yeah.
You
I
said
know.
you did,
What's your
I took-
investment on AJ Brown? How much are you up on that?
Oh yeah, you went up crazy after that 3
I
touchdown
was,
game.
but then he didn't have a
Yeah, he had a calm like touchdown,
meh.
60 yards or whatever.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Just not everyone can be up almost 100% on their investment. It's all
I
right.
am up. Ooh, I was down last week, 0.01%.
Yeah, but do you know like your
yeah,
all time?
Yeah, it shows you.
If you click on AJ and scroll to the bottom,
Sorry, I should have did that first. I'm up plus 8.77
dollars or percent
dollars.
stuff.
So 35.43%.
Yeah, 35% is fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, no, AJ's is him. I'm literally
Yeah.
gifting him my abilities.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Are you gonna get them back for Thanksgiving?
get what back? Oh,
When we
Thanksgiving.
play,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna literally dominate you, man.
All right, say less.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we have like the best of both worlds when it comes to this podcast, because we have the Boom Fantasy, the player props. You can bet on that. That's kind of like, you can be responsible with it, but if you get too hectic, it's like irresponsible. But Mojo is a career investment.
Mhm.
So this is more so of an investment. And I know people, because Mojo put out an ad of us at the Jets game of talking about Zach Wilson. And people commented on that video and were like, oh, it's just gambling.
Yeah.
It's not gambling. You're investing on their careers. And if you are somebody that feels like, if you think somebody's going to be good, then that's more of a projection. But you can invest into players that are already established, like Josh Allen or Justin Herbert, And you're not going to make a big-time return, but that's going to still go up.
Yeah.
It really goes up when you invest into players that are rookies or that haven't really taken off yet, and that's where you can see a huge return on your investment.
And I saw someone say it on Twitter. I'm not sure if he was affiliated with Mojo or not, but for people who play fantasy, for Dynasty especially, like there's a lot of times, like for example, Drew and I like trying to work out a trade. I might not want to give up someone like Treylon Burks who hasn't broken out yet, but I believe in him a lot. And maybe I need a player right now on my Dynasty team to go and win a championship, but I don't want to give him up because he's going to be great. Well, I could still trade him in Dynasty and invest in him on Mojo.
Genius.
So I can make money on Mojo, still get my piece to win a championship this year in Dynasty. So it really balances itself out if you're someone like me who I have a hard time getting rid of my players when I'm playing fantasy. So it really, it works out.
Yeah, especially in fantasy, they're not worth anything.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, you need to win the championship usually to win a prize.
Yeah.
Isn't that ironic, huh?
It is.
Isn't it?
So
ironic?
to recap this Mojo report, roundtable, top 3 players we're investing in. I'll start. Justin Fields, number 1. Number 2, Travis Etienne. And number 3, Geno Smith. I have a feeling he's winning the playoff game. I have a feeling.
Really?
I have a
Playoff
feeling.
game. Okay.
I have a feeling Seattle's winning
You think
the
they win
playoff
the
game.
division?
I have a feeling.
Okay. All right. My top 3, no order, but number 1, Justin Fields. Breakouts can continue. Number 2, Tua, severely underpriced on Mojo. And number 3, Travis Etienne. He's been sensational this year.
Number 1 investment every single week is Tua Tagovailoa. Absolutely. Keep investing. You will continue to reap a reward. Number 2, Justin Fields. And number 3, Rhamondre Stevenson. Rhamondre Stevenson's $8. As long as he's RB1, he's going to continue to have success. He's been dominant since given the opportunity. And those are my top 3 guys.
My number 1, Justin Fields, the most improved quarterback in the league. Number 2, Chris Olave, the best rookie wide receiver in the league. And number 3, continue to invest in A.J. Brown, who has been a dog and is going to win the Super Bowl.
All knower.
Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. In our life, we are faced with challenging situations, problems we're stuck on, or maybe we just aren't feeling too well. It's always better to face these situations with help, and that's where BetterHelp comes in. If you're thinking of therapy, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. You get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey, and you can switch therapists at any time. I think that's the best feature that BetterHelp offers because when I decided to go into therapy, it was in person. The therapist was at random. I had no idea what I was walking into. But with BetterHelp, you get some security that the person that you'll be matched up with is somebody that is going to help you with problems that you are struggling with. Mental health is more important than ever, and taking care of it is pivotal. You can go to betterhelp.com/pickaside for 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/pickaside for 10% off your first month.
A.J. Brown, really. Never in
I
doubt.
think Fields been the most, what'd you say? Improved out of everyone or just second
No, it's
quarterbacks?
class. Just his
Okay.
class.
It's really crazy because
But he's probably like improved top 3-4 this year.
You could probably say that. I mean, him, Hurts, Tua,
Geno.
Geno's above him.
Dog.
Who?
Geno.
Above
yeah,
who,
no.
you're saying?
Fields.
No,
Oh,
facts.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But all 4 of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, them 4 have been really those improved dogs. So,
It's crazy what happens when you have-
situations,
yeah,
man.
situations,
Except Fields.
new
His
play
situation-
callers, new players, changes
Yeah.
everything.
The Chicago Bears face the Dolphins in what was 2 of the best quarterback performances of the week, some could say, at least that played in the same game. The Dolphins beat the Bears 35-32. The Dolphins now 6-3 on the season, the Bears 3-6. And we can talk about a lot of different things within this game. Justin Fields' historic day, the Miami Dolphins' bad defense, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle being amazing receivers in Mike McDaniel's scheme.
Mike McDaniel may be coach of the year.
Yeah.
Who knows?
What do you think, Jerome?
I gotta
What do
be
you
Pete.
think? What do you think is the headline of this game?
The headline of this game really is that without Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins really would be nothing. Now, I'm going to speak about the Bears first because we know what you guys are here for. You guys want to hear me
Shocked you're
talk
gonna
about
talk
Tua.
about them.
But you know what? Let me give respect where respect is due. Justin Fields is using the gift that he was given, and that is his legs. Yes, he has a very solid arm, but what is his best attribute in my eyes is his legs. He came in running a 4.4. We knew that was his obvious advantages over defenses. Now, this past weekend, we saw them utilize it at its maximum, and he was all-world, breaking the record for most rushing yards by a quarterback in a single game. He was amazing. And why it was so fantastic and why it was so effective was now you have to worry about his run game, and this opens up the passing game, where he was very selective in when he was taking, and it was able to translate into 3 passing touchdowns. The Bears are going to be okay. They're already, to a degree, ahead of schedule. Justin Fields playing as well as he has now allowed the Bears organization to have one primary focus, and that is to surround him with pieces to have success. Claypool was that first step, and even still, I expect a whole lot more this next offseason with the salary cap that they have. I think it's $100 million they have in free money.
Unfortunately, not a great free agency class for them.
No doubt, but even still, to have that luxury, you don't have to spend it all in this upcoming season. Be smart with it, maybe the following, but understand that Justin Fields has shown enough flashes that you should trust him over these next few years while he's still on this rookie deal. Now, of course, to talk about the Dolphins. This defense is really, really bad. Against the run, it ranks 16th, giving up over 100 yards, 117 per game. Passing 23rd, giving up over 240 yards. And scoring 25th, 25 points per game. But for some reason, week in, week out, and I think I do know this reason, why they're able to come out with these wins is because the offense is so prolific. You mentioned it. Mike McDaniel has been brilliant and has been drawing up amazing schemes. Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Tyreek Hill number 1 in yards. Waddle top 5 in yards. Their offensive line has been good. Their run game, Raheem Mostert has been solid. Jeff Wilson comes in, makes an immediate impact. But that man, Tua Tagovailoa, man. Some could say, I knew it, because I did. Tua has come in and has been fantastic. What he does that gets overlooked is that he's able to maneuver the defense with his body language. His pocket presence is amazing, which is why I say that his offensive line has been good, because his ability to just maneuver within the pocket and do what he needs to do is fantastic. We saw that this past weekend against the Bears, where he was able to throw a touchdown to Jalen Waddle on a play outside of the pocket and threw an absolute missile to him in the end zone. Now let's list off what Tua's first in so far this year. First in touchdown percentage, first in yards per attempt, first in adjusted yards per attempt, first in quarterback rating, first in QBR, first in net yards per attempt, first in adjusted net yards per attempt, third in completion percentage, fifth in yards per game, and fifth in touchdowns. I was told so many things about Tua. Really, I've been told so many things. The fact that all these are occurring right now all at the same time. He wasn't supposed to be a franchise guy. He was never a good quarterback. One of the worst starting quarterbacks in the National Football League was going to be the reason that the Dolphins weren't going to reach their maximum potential this season. And he's come in and been one of the main reasons why the Dolphins had so much success. Because when he does not play, the Dolphins do not win. I was laughed at for saying he was going to enter the top 10 conversation. That's solidified. I was laughed at about him being in the MVP conversation. That is an honest conversation. There is no quarterback more valuable to, let me not say their team, because that's a stretch. Mahomes, Allen, of course. Of the breakouts this season, there is no one more valuable to their team than Tua Tagovailoa. The Dolphins will continue to be held back by their defense, but so long as you have number 1 at the helm, you will be in games.
Justin Fields was historic. And back when he had his little slump, I remember the Commanders game after everybody overreacted. Said be patient with Justin Fields. Rookie quarterbacks in general, or young quarterbacks in general, you have to be patient, especially when they're not put in the best position. They're going to have bad games. It's as simple as that. And Justin Fields since the Commanders game, it's obvious Luke Getsy has shifted the offense. There's more design runs. Fields is now averaging 6.5 design runs per game with Justin Fields. And against the Dolphins, most rush yards by a quarterback in a regular season game in NFL history, he broke Michael Vick's record. First quarterback to throw for 3 touchdowns and rush for 140-plus yards in a game. First player in NFL history with 3 touchdown passes, 150 yards rushing, and a rushing touchdown in the same game. Fields has had 4 breakout performances in the last 5 games. Minnesota, 118 quarterback rating. Commanders, 71.5 quarterback rating. Not his best game. Still gave the Bears a chance to win in that game. He gave the Bears a chance to win versus Minnesota. Versus the Patriots, he beat the Patriots. 85.2 passer rating. The Patriots, which right now are one of the top defenses in the NFL. He had a phenomenal game against the Cowboys. Almost came back against them. 120 passer rating. And against the Dolphins, 106.7 passer rating. Every time the Dolphins scored, Fields would come right back and he would do something. He's been lights out. And I think right now, Bears fans should be ecstatic.
No doubt.
Because you have Darnell Mooney. You have Chase Claypool. You have the picks and the cap space to go out and swing for the fences in the offseason. Fields gets the number 1 receiver in the offseason. This offense takes a gigantic leap. The Bears' offense the last 5 games, outside of the Commanders game, has been electric. And this is an offense that we thought was going to be putrid. That's a good sign, and I love the defense and what Matt Eberflus does. You give him talent, it's going to be a top 10 unit in football. There's no doubt. They're just leaning to his strengths. Running the ball, more designed runs, quick passing game, screens, rolling him outside the pocket, and his pocket presence has improved. He is more steady in the pocket. He's not bailing out as often as he once did, and he's not holding the ball nearly as often, and I think those are all good signs moving forward. And not to mention, the Bears, there's a chance they win that game versus the Dolphins or at least tie it up if the refs call that defensive pass interference on Javon Holland when he was guarding Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool got hit before the ball could even touch his hands. It was an obvious interference call. They didn't call it. It is what it is. Tua had a good game, 3 touchdowns, but I think what stands out to most people are those last plays in the fourth. On 4th and 1, he misses a throw to Austin Smythe. It's like a 1-yard throw. He misses it short. It just hits the dirt. And then he underthrew Waddle on what would have been a walk-in touchdown.
Let's be honest.
If he throws it,
I feel like the easiest thing is to try and blame Tua there. There was no reason for Jalen Waddle to completely turn his body. He could have kept running. He simply could have just adjusted his arms and definitely made the play. Him turning around full-fledged is the reason why the defender was able to get his hand and knock it out. Jalen Waddle's good enough that he should not drop that ball. It's simple.
Why did he have to turn around, though?
There's no reason for him to have done that.
He had to. He was running super fast.
He definitely did not have to.
He was running super fast and had to stop for the ball. And
all he had to do was turn his body and
Jalen Waddle didn't drop the ball. The defender knocked it out. The defender was able to swat it out. It didn't get to Jalen Waddle's hands.
Jalen Waddle is good enough that he should be able to make that play. It's simple.
Is Tua good enough where he should hit him a stride?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
The only throw but even still, there was no reason for him to adjust his body in that manner. The one throw that you're 100% right is the 4th and 1. That's the one that I look at, and I'm because now we're past the regular greatness of Tua, because now we can actually start to be particular on his game. And I'm gonna criticize that throw. He should hit that. Even though it's rolling to his opposite side, it's wide open, no one around him. There was no reason to rush it. He threw it right into the dirt. That's the one I'm looking at. I wish he had back.
Are you concerned at all about the defense going into the playoffs? Oh my God.
If this defense was even a notch better, I am chatting. This is the Super Bowl winner. That's how confident I am in this offense.
Right.
The defense is so bad to the point where you guys spoke about the Bradley Chubb trade last week, and I wasn't able to be a part of the conversation. I like it, but I don't like it. Jalen Phillips has one of the highest win rates there is, and there was an obvious need on this team. It was linebacker, and Roquan Smith was available, and he was able to be acquired for a second-round pick. And you showed that you were willing to make a trade and sign this player long-term when Roquan was the obvious answer when you have no true linebacker. I understand that a defensive lineman is definitely more influential, but for need, for necessity, Roquan was definitely the answer.
The thing I want to say about Tua is that all the stats are there. There's no doubt.
Just don't think the it factor.
But this is, and right now,
I would love to hear that statement, man.
Yeah, I'm actually
right
curious.
now, this is, you know what this reminds me of?
Here we go.
The Tua over Herbert, the Tua over Burrow, the constant comparing of these quarterbacks feels a lot like Dak versus Goff versus Wentz. There was a point in time where people said Wentz was better than Dak. There was a point in time people said Goff was better than Dak. Well, we know Dak is much better than them. He was then, he is now. Tua's Goff in this scenario. Joe Burrow's not Wentz because he's way above that. The two obvious franchise guys in the class are Herbert and Burrow. Those are gamers.
Jalen Hurts isn't in this conversation.
I'm sorry. I forgot about Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts a lot, and I think he is in conversation.
See, my thing with this conversation we're going to have right now is I can at least sit here and acknowledge that these are 4 franchise guys. I don't have a problem saying that. Whether I choose one over the other is a different conversation. But what should be common knowledge is that these 4 guys are franchise-level guys, and we should be talking about this class as one of the best quarterback classes of recent memory.
I'm not quick to just call them franchise guys. I think Hurts has played phenomenally. It's still wait and see when he faces an elite playoff defense. Like these are the things that I feel like matter. Justin Herbert, I will say, gets an exemption from this.
See, but that's what bothers me.
It doesn't bother me.
It bothers me.
Because I know Herbert is phenomenal.
And so do I.
His team is just holding him back. That's really what it is.
The issue is I agree with that statement, which is why I find it so hard to sit with what you're going to say next.
Joe Burrow has been to the playoffs and has faced elite defenses and has showed out against them.
Elite defenses in the playoffs?
Dehls, do you want to?
Elite defense in the playoffs? What elite defense did he play in the playoffs?
The Chiefs were a top 10 defense last year.
Yeah, second half they turned it around
They
for sure.
did.
Titans defense.
The Titans
was
defense is not a slouch either.
Titans defense
They
was really good.
Joe Burrow got pressured the most times in
Offensive
NFL.
line's terrible.
Yeah,
Has nothing to do with the elite defense.
Joe Burrow
I just want to talk about some Justin
Joe
Fields.
Burrow took the most sacks in an NFL playoff game in NFL history and won the game.
No, he's
He's
got
a-
a
Tannehill threw 3 interceptions.
He
He's a savage.
He
Oh,
is
shit.
a gamer.
He's amazing.
He's proved it at that level.
He's a dog.
The thing with Tua is that, look, he's having a phenomenal season. There's no doubt. He's playing a top 5 quarterback level, top 10 quarterback level, yes. To just say outright, and when I do my quarterback rankings, my rankings will be based off of who's just playing the best this season. I'm not going to get into all the nooks and crannies of it because it's just too much to
That's facts.
throw
That's
into
facts.
context with. I'd rather take 10-plus quarterbacks to run the Dolphins' offense than Tua. I don't believe
Nothing wrong
Tua
with
is an actual top 10 quarterback
I think
in the
for
NFL.
for this system, there's not a lot of guys. I mean, obviously you're gonna have your obvious Herberts and Mahomes.
Would you
and
rather
Josh
have
Allens.
Matthew Stafford or Tua run this system
Tua.
over Stafford?
Stafford
Yeah.
right now.
They just want to.
Do you see how Tua maneuvers the defense?
What would
with his
Tua be
eyes?
doing with the Rams right
he'd be
now?
fucked.
Right there in
He'd
that
be fucked.
situation.
No, he'd be fucked.
Cooper Kupp would still be eating because Tua is the king of getting the ball out early. Matthew Stafford
Listen.
is having a tough time with that right now.
What I'm saying is that situation matters, and
It
we're
does.
seeing it with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. We're seeing it with Tom Brady in Tampa to a degree, even though Tom Brady's still playing great. We're seeing it with Matthew Stafford with the Rams. This is why last year I love Stafford, but I didn't put this enormous amount of stock into him winning because the team was stacked. You take away the top Odell Beckham, Robert Woods, and that offensive line is worse.
Von Miller.
And now, what is Stafford now? He's playing at one of the worst quarterback levels in the NFL.
Let me ask you
Yes.
this. If Tua's statistics, because forget about it, the eye test, I'm there, I see it all. If Tua's statistics weren't this, and they were around Jimmy G's, and I say Jimmy G's because similarly, he's in a great situation. Amazing offensive mind. Deebo Samuel. Now you have CMC, but let's forget about that. It didn't matter who you had at the running back position for the Niners. Just seemed to always have success. Trent Williams, great offensive line. George Kittle. If Tua's numbers were Jimmy G's, then I'm sitting here, I'm shaking your hand. But it's not. It's top of the league.
I also think this system, and I tweeted out in the Ravens game, is perfect for Tua. This is not a system
And
that's going to ask him
I
to
feel
do
like
the most.
is that a knock?
I don't think so.
No,
it's
this
hold
is
on,
a
but
system,
this-
but this is on McDaniel, who came in
Absolutely.
and built this offense around him. This system is built around having these elite wide receivers who are getting fucking wide open, and Tua is going to hit them in stride 95% of the time and let them, after the
In this
catch, do what they
system-
have to do.
In this system, Lamar or Tua,
I mean, Lamar.
easily.
Yes.
Right.
What's
Burrow-
wrong with saying that though?
There's nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong with saying. I'm just saying there are 10 quarterbacks I would rather take.
Oh,
in that
let's
same
hear these
situation.
10. Oh, you're gonna name them? Okay, please.
Mahomes,
Easily.
Okay.
Josh Allen,
Yep.
Joe Burrow,
Yep.
Justin Herbert.
Wait, why
Lamar
so
Jackson.
calmly Joe Burrow?
Oh, shit.
Because I think Joe Burrow's better than Tua.
I would also.
That's
yeah.
why.
Joe Burrow is. I'm still taking Joe Burrow over Tua. He
That's
led the
why
league in
it's
completion
calmly.
percentage last year. The accuracy's neck and neck.
Other
'Cause
ones,
that is the trait you're looking at.
I'd
to
rather Aaron
differentiate.
Rodgers in his system
Yeah.
still.
I
Tom
would too.
Brady. I'd rather a year of Tom Brady in the system still.
Probably.
It's just we always find a way to move the goalposts.
No, the
'Cause
goalposts-
now it's
the
gotten to a
goalposts
point
get
where
moved.
because now quarterbacks can come in and have success.
my-
but the whole issue, Riv, was
No,
that
I'm-
Tua wasn't supposed to do this.
I'm not-
That's why I have a problem with this.
Wait. Everybody knew Tua was going to have a great statistical season this year.
You kill me. You kill me.
That's
I have
not.
a
That's not
question.
wrong. We all
It's
know
not
that.
just
It's a cop out.
It
It's
is-
a cop
No,
out.
it's a cop out as fuck, but
Wait,
it's a
hold
true
on.
cop out.
Kyler Murray or Tua?
Tua.
The Dolphins.
I would say Kyler. In the
That's
system.
8. Derek Carr,
Do
Tua.
intangibles not matter to you?
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun.
Let me ask you. Derek Carr.
Derek Carr
I
was
said
crazy.
Deshaun. I said yes to
Tua.
Deshaun.
Deshaun, I'm
Carr-
fine
Dak
with.
Prescott.
Ooh.
What can't?
Okay, we're
What
violating
is Dak
Tua.
doing that?
What do you
Tua
mean?
can't?
Dak Prescott has been
What is
consistently a
Dak
top 10
doing-
quarterback in the
But
league.
what is Dak doing that Tua can't?
Facts.
Answer that question. You
Tua.
can't.
Tua. This is the thing.
Oh, you're talking
And
about
this,
Fields,
this,
man.
this, and
I
this,
thought too. I still have to
well,
know about
it's
Fields.
both. It's both. It's both.
No,
we're
but
talking,
we know-
We're,
we
talking,
know,
we're talking
we
about Tua
know,
right now.
we know.
Shout out
It's
to
fine.
Fields, man.
It's fine.
Fields is
This
a savage. I mean,
this is
for what he did these last few weeks, for sure.
This is my issue with this too, right? Is because it's like, what does Dak do that Tua can't? Well, Dak can use his legs. He's more mobile than Tua. Dak has a stronger arm than Tua. That's a fact. Dak Prescott has been consistently a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, but Tua has a
So wait,
good 6 games.
He's in year 3.
Oh my
Drew, hold on,
goodness,
Drew.
Tua's
year
better.
3.
Hey, Drew, hold on.
He's
Why?
in year
So wait,
3.
Joel, can I ask you a question?
And you told me that he doesn't have this great arm throwing deep down the field, right? 20-plus yard throws. Second highest graded quarterback. 18 completions, second highest in the league. 64%
He's
completion
statistically
percentage. This is
amazing.
first. This
Yes.
is first in the league.
So wait, Joel, can I ask you a question?
And 117 passer
Tua's
rating.
deep ball hangs in the air for a while. It's not one of the better. Matthew Stafford has a better deep ball than Tua. Tua may be statistically better this year. He does not have a better deep ball than Matthew Stafford.
But who cares if it's hitting? If it's hitting, who gives a
Hitting is
flying
fuck.
hell?
It's hitting and these guys are getting open. But also,
but
we-
statistics,
Go ahead.
can we
Moving the
agree that
goalposts,
statistics
which is
lie?
why you're losing
Is Tua
me.
a better deep ball thrower than Matthew
6-0.
Stafford? Is Tua a better?
No one's saying he is. But I'm telling you, you're
Statistics-
telling me he can't do this. And I'm telling.
When did I say he can't do it?
Wow. Wow.
When did I say he can't do it?
Wow.
I don't know.
I
Wait,
just
what are you
said
talking
I
about?
said
Wait,
Dak
We're
had
talking
a,
about historic.
wait.
or today?
I said Dak.
Because historic. I mean, yes, obviously, but
I
today,
said Dak has a better arm than Tua. That's a fact. That's not
Why?
that's not fiction. That's a fact.
'cause it
his
looks-
arm is stronger.
Tua doesn't have the same zip that other quarterbacks have, and that's fine.
If
These guys are wide the fuck open.
If Tua goes to the AFC Championship game, he wins 2 games and goes to the AFC Championship game, would you take him over Dak then?
Yeah, I would. But this what I'm
Jared
gonna say
Goff
too.
went to a Super Bowl.
This what I'm gonna say.
Ew.
It really.
I'm
does-
just saying 'cause
this
he's
what I'm
making a
saying.
Jared Goff
It
comparison.
depends on how he does it.
I'm saying he does this
This I also want to make this point. Kirk Cousins has for the past 4 seasons in Minnesota been a top 10 level quarterback.
Statistically a dog.
Maybe like top 8.
What if he's in this Miami system? Does he not look similar to what Tua is doing?
they can put up very similar numbers.
This is what I'm saying.
But this is
But this is what happens.
That's not
Drew.
Jalen Waddle and
Drew,
Tyreek
This is
Hill,
what
bro.
happens when you have these type of weapons.
I don't even
This
think
is
so. I
like,
think, like-
this is just something you're gonna have to live with, and it's fine. And Tua is your guy, so he's gonna prove you right or prove you wrong. He's your guy, so you think he's gonna prove you right. But when you have Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and you have this explosive offense with McDaniel, who's one of the best offensive minds 6 or 8 games into the season. This is what people are going to say. The system around him, and
disconnect-
that's.
But
and
do you
real
hear
quick,
that with
sorry,
Joe
real quick,
Burrow?
real
Do you
quick.
hear that with
no,
Joe
but this is
Burrow?
what I'm about to
That's
get
the
into.
shit that
This is
gets
what I'm about to
me,
get
man.
into. The
Yes.
difference is when things around you aren't right. Like, for example, Joe Burrow loses Jamar Chase for the first time in his career. What do you look like when you don't have your top weapon or when your offensive line isn't playing well? In this case for Tua, his defense is terrible. He's still winning games. That's why I'm not sitting here and crapping on Tua, because when everything around you is working right, that's why I had this take that the Bengals might have got lucky last year, because everything was going right. They didn't have any injuries. The opponents in the playoffs weren't difficult. When everything around you is going right, it's very easy to look good. But when things around you are chaotic, when the offensive line's breaking down, when there's injuries, then when do you look like? Right now, Tua hasn't had to deal with that offensively. Tyreek's been healthy. Waddle's been healthy. The offensive line has stood
and the
up.
scheme has not been figured
And how
out
about
yet.
his
McDaniel
own
is
issue
great.
where he just came back from a serious concussion?
Yeah, he's been fantastic.
And he's come back and been unbelievable.
For sure, but that's what people are going to say, because the system's so good and everything around him is so perfect. It's going to be, well, if I have a team and I could pick between Tua and Tyreek Hill, I'm going to take Tyreek Hill, and that's what people are going to say, because Tua's been doubted for years. So people are obviously going to have their biases. They want to be right on Tua, so they're going to say it's the system around him,
Right.
it's the
It's
quarterback,
just
it's the
continuing
receivers.
to move the
goalpost
goalpost.
has got moved.
I
but
appreciate your.
I don't think the goalpost got moved.
But the
I think they're
goalpost
both
got
right.
the goalpost got moved, and I said it because
Explain to me then.
it changed early in the year. Coming into the season, it was, is Tua a starting level quarterback who could take you to the playoffs? That's thrown out the window. Now, when we're talking to have these conversations about Tua, is he top 5? Is he MVP conversation? Is he above Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert? That's when you have to get really into the nuance and the specifics on it. When you have to break down, if you put all the quarterbacks in this system, who looks like what?
Joe, I appreciate your level-headed analysis about this situation.
Screaming.
I think the question with Tua has always and will always be, is he a franchise quarterback that was worth getting selected with the 5th overall pick?
Still asking that question is
I'm not
hilarious.
I still don't know if he's a franchise guy.
Listen. I'm Jalen Hurts guy. I can't go out and guarantee, because for
Hold
example,
on, Joe. How many times I've been critical of Tua? There's no doubt. How many times have I sat here and also said you can win with Tua? You can win with him as your quarterback. You can win with him.
So is he a
Dude,
franchise?
you gotta stop. I
can
allow
win with-
flip
you can
aside
win Jimmy-
for other
you can
things.
win with
For
Jimmy
this,
G.
you lose me.
You can win with Jimmy
with
G.
this, you lose me, man. To
If,
try and,
if a quarterback is asked, what situation would you want to be in right now? Of all 32 teams in the NFL, they're looking at Miami as the first option. That is a quarterback's dream. The disconnect that Drew and I have on this subject is that you place the number one importance on Tua when I feel like it's the receivers, it's McDaniel, and then it's Tua.
and it's also when we're talking about all these other guys. Herbert last year put up 5,000 yards, 38 touchdowns. His rookie year was sensational, breaking records. Joe
With the
Burrow
worst
went
offensive
to a
line in the
Super
league.
Bowl.
Can I ask you-
Dak Prescott year in and year out.
Are they
That's why.
taking the Dolphins or are they taking the Eagles? Eagles
Eagles.
have the best offensive line. You have A.J. Brown.
If
you
you're
have
talking
Devonta
just
Smith.
offense, it's probably Miami. You got Waddle and Tyreek.
But the offensive line is like there's
No,
nothing
I don't know if
past
it's that
that.
easy.
It's great.
It's
But-
you can't say easy. Yes, they have the best wide receiver group, no doubt, because Waddle clears Devonta, but A.J. Brown is in that top 5 conversation.
But he's not Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek
No,
Hill's
there's
top
no
one.
one.
the
Tyreek
best
Hill's
receiver
top
in the
one
league.
right now.
He's the best in the game.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill's top 1.
It's a conversation. I'm not going to say it's not a conversation. It's a conversation. I think
Nick
the
Sirianni's
offensive-
not a bum by
No,
any means.
I love Nick Sirianni, and when he first got hired, I was the one saying this guy is a good coach. Although he fumbled in a presser, I was like, don't worry about that. He designed the Colts offense. Since he's left, Colts offense has been mid in the passing game.
All right.
It's just when I look at Tua,
That was unnecessary.
he's playing great right now. And does the system fit his strengths perfectly? Yes. He gets the ball out quick. He's been much better at manipulating with his eyes. He's been very good at anticipating. He has good traits.
He throws wide receivers open.
There are great traits about Tua. There are great traits about Jimmy Garoppolo too. There are quarterbacks that are not the greatest
are they
have
still in
great
the same
traits
tier?
about them. I would put Tua a little bit above Jimmy G.
A little bit,
But Jimmy Garoppolo has also when he's healthy and started for San Francisco,
he's never been this.
he's been a top 5 quarterback in
He's
EPA. He's been top 5 in
this.
EPA.
Yeah, but he ain't been this though.
Has he ever been this?
He's
never been this.
Answer.
The offensive personnel that San Fran has had is not this.
It's fantastic, though. And you have Shanahan.
2019 when they went to the Super Bowl, who was the best receiver?
Kittle.
2019,
Kittle?
It was Emmanuel Sanders on the
Yeah.
outside. He didn't have
okay.
Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
Debo hasn't been Debo till really last year.
It didn't have Tyreek or Waddle. That changes things in how defenses have to play them.
That's right. You just got to find something to highlight.
No, it's a fair analysis. It's just that the
goalpost moving analysis.
The goalpost
gets moved the farther you go up.
And
that's why I love that.
It's because the questions changed. The questions changed. In the offseason, it was is he going to get benched for Teddy Bridgewater? Now it's you're saying he's in the MVP conversation.
No, and I get it. I get why the conversations changed because you're 100% right. People have to find a way to be right because they want to stand on their word.
Well, no, but
why can't we just
as you're going up in these ranks?
Oh, absolutely.
You have, the questions
I'm with
change.
you. I'm with you.
If we're having a conversation, should you play Teddy Bridgewater? Why the fuck?
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
But the only thing that I have an issue with is when you try to what's the term I'm looking for specifically? Thank you very much. You try to diminish what he's done by highlighting the things around him.
Which is unfair.
That's my
issue.
issue.
It is unfair.
Because again, you said it. Questions change when you start to play at a different level. That's what happens when you move up. Because people refuse to admit that they're wrong. So they try to create a new narrative. Can he be this? Can he be that? Is he this? Can other people come in and do what he's doing? That's what happens. That's the issue that I'm taking. Why can't we just acknowledge and appreciate that he's playing at a level that almost no one anticipated?
That was a major question. Does Hurts get the same question marks as Tua?
Yes.
No.
Does he get the same criticism?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. No. I look Tua and Jalen.
No, they're in the same boat.
Yeah, they're the same.
Because when me and you have our conversation, what did I say?
And I'm fine with
Hurts
that.
doesn't win a playoff game.
I agree with that.
To be a franchise player. Is he playing great in the regular season? Of course, you can highlight that. But to be a franchise quarterback, I think that's what he's alluding to. To be a franchise quarterback, you have to do it when it matters. You have to win a playoff game.
So is Herbert a franchise quarterback?
Herbert is a special case because his talent is fucking ridiculous. But because it's case by case, speaking to just Hurts and Tua who have the same case, and this is why we always have this goes back and forth because they have to win a playoff game when it matters for us to be considering them a franchise quarterback. They can play great in the regular season, but you have to win a playoff game because that's what makes franchise quarterbacks.
Also, to piggyback on Riff's point, this is the difference between the Herbert and Tua thing, and I'll even throw in Lamar into that because Lamar is not a playoff. He hasn't had much success in playoffs. Lamar is the system in Baltimore. Tua is not the system in Miami.
0-3 when he hasn't played.
But he's not the system in Miami. He's the
point
guard of the system. He's not the system in Miami.
He is.
Everything in is he the system how Lamar is the system in Baltimore? No. How Josh Allen is in Buffalo?
No, he's not.
He's not. But those aren't well-run offenses.
But listen,
you have only
they
so
are.
much.
Wait, hold up, they are.
Buffalo and
Baltimore is the top offense.
Lamar
Josh Allen goes crazy.
What do you mean? Baltimore is the top offense too, though.
I know, but again, why hasn't he had success in the playoffs? His leading receiver yesterday was Isaiah Likely with 24 yards.
This is the Herbert point though that I'm making. We've seen Herbert when he is not in the best situations. His rookie year, worst offensive line in the NFL. What did he do? What did he do? Historic season. The best rookie quarterback season a quarterback has ever had in NFL history.
You told me statistics aren't everything, though. You just told me this.
But you know when you look at Justin Herbert.
That's my issue. Because I'm with you.
When Tua was in a bad situation.
Who has more talent?
Wait, hold up, Joe.
Tua can do. I mean, excuse me.
When Tua,
Herbert is fantastic.
Hold up. When Tua was in a bad situation, he was a bottom 20 quarterback.
Yeah,
when Justin he's a top 10 quarterback. The Chargers offense right now is super depleted. Flawed.
Yep.
The only reason why it's a top offense in the league still
Austin Eckler
is because Herbert is holding it by his strings.
Austin Eckler gets no credit.
Same thing with Allen and Lamar.
Austin Eckler gets no credit, but Tyreek Hill, we can just talk to no end.
Are you comparing Austin Eckler to Tyreek Hill?
Have you seen what Austin Eckler's been doing?
Yeah, but the impact's different. The impact's different.
The issue that
I'm the best in the game right now.
Listen, Austin Eckler to Tyreek Hill, a running back to a receiver.
I get what you're saying.
The best receiver in the league to a running back. Are we serious? Is that
No,
really
please
is that
keep
the name that came out your mouth?
That's
Austin
advanced.
Eckler?
I still want to talk about Fields.
That's advanced.
You keep saying that, and it's highlighting that you don't know a goddamn thing about Austin Eckler. And my issue is, I know you know. So the fact that you're talking like this is embarrassing.
But they're not in the
No,
same
it's
conversation.
not.
Of course they're not.
The fact that you
Of
think
course they're
Austin
not.
Eckler has the
That
same
is
impact to the Chargers offense that Tyreek Hill had to Miami's offense
Are we
means
serious?
that you
Is that what I'm
do
saying?
not
Is that what
understand
I'm saying?
the difference of tiers they are in.
If that's what you're manipulating,
Is that not a fact?
if that's
Hold
what-
on,
no,
Joel.
if
Hold
that's
on.
what you're manipulating,
Tell me what you actually meant by that statement.
the fact is that Austin Eckler has been unbelievable come red zone with any dip and dunk, rushing the football. Austin Eckler right now has been the offense.
Over Justin Herbert?
Yes.
Austin Eckler has been more important to the Chargers offense than Justin Herbert.
No.
You're losing me, King.
No.
So what are you
He's
saying?
the most important
Right now,
aside
yes,
to
of course,
Herbert,
Herbert's
yes.
the guy.
The
But
most
without
important
Eckler,
piece
this
in
is
Miami
nothing.
is Tyreek Hill,
Yes.
not Tua.
Yeah.
It's not Tua. It's Tyreek Hill.
So Waddle means nothing either. So Waddle's impact, like, that's not benefiting Tyreek Hill either. Tyreek Hill is amazing. He's the best in the game. But
Waddle is benefiting from Tyreek Hill more than Tyreek Hill's benefiting from Waddle.
100% agree.
Yes.
That's why
100%
Tyreek
agree.
Hill's in that tier by himself.
I'm with you.
He's
I'm
the
not-
offensive player
can't
of the
say
year
by
right
this
now.
offense changes.
Without Eckler, the Chargers have no offense.
Correct.
That's facts.
That's not facts.
It becomes
get what
a
he's
very
saying.
To Josh Palmer,
Josh Palmer had
and
almost
Gerald
100
Everett,
yards last
but
game.
it's Josh Palmer. Like, no disrespect to
Eckler
you,
wasn't
Josh.
even that great
He
versus the Falcons on Sunday.
He had two
two
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
He had 2 touchdowns, but the entire offense, the drives were
Yes,
Herbert-centric.
Herbert,
Of
yes.
course, Herbert is the best
But
player on the
that
offense.
just shows how great Herbert is. You remove Eckler, he's by far their best weapon with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
Eckler had
out.
47 yards, rushing 3.4 yards per carry.
How about the whole season?
He had 2
But
touchdowns and receiving.
yes,
touchdowns,
but
right.
the
am I
drives
talking
are
about
led
one
by
game?
Herbert.
I'm not
Of course,
talking about-
yes, of course.
Duh.
Of course.
Herbert, when his receiving core on Sunday was Josh
Ugly.
Palmer, DeAndre Carter,
Gerald
Nasty
Everett.
and,
Gerald Everett.
and Ben Bree. I don't even know how to say his name.
Respect him.
Last year, the Chargers were a top 3 offense in points per drive. That was because of Justin Herbert.
Of course.
Justin Herbert doesn't take sacks. His offensive line, he makes it look better than it is. Herbert is on a different stratosphere. That is just what I'm alluding to. That's why Herbert is a special case, because we've seen when he doesn't have
Yep.
the best situation around him, he's still a top 5 quarterback.
And that's what Joe Burrow is going through right now. When he loses Jamar Chase, he had a rough game against Cincinnati.
But guess what? Guess what, Joe? But guess what, Joe?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's rookie season was cut short due to injury, unfortunately. He didn't have Jamar Chase. He was on pace to match Herbert's season.
Yeah, I mean, he had like 1,000
To be
attempts a
fair,
game.
Drew, the only way that would change our minds about Herbert is if he gets the great situation and fumbles the bag.
He was supposed to have this great situation.
They all got
hurt.
hurt. They all got hurt.
Mike
They got
Williams
that
is
curse and
hurt. Keenan
shit.
Allen is hurt.
But Tua has been playing amazing.
Rashawn
I get what you're
Slater's
saying.
hurt.
He does deserve credit.
Yeah.
Eckler has 10 touchdowns this year, bro.
He's been unreal.
Yes, Eckler has been good.
He's
but
amazing
he
in
does
the
not-
receiving end
He
also.
does not match Tyreek Hill's impact
No,
to an
of course
offense.
not.
Not close. Not close.
And at the end of the day, we're talking about a running back's impact versus a quarterback. Justin Herbert is
no one's doing that. No one's
if
doing
if
that.
anybody if you replace Herbert with a lesser quarterback, that offense is a bottom 20 offense in the
Yeah,
league.
it might be bottom 5.
Do you think I'm arguing
There are
against
guys
that? Am I-
running. There are
he's saying
guys
that- Am I
running
arguing against
into
that?
I think
each
Drew's
other.
saying the win result won't change though. It's still
No.
going to be L's.
Well, they're still winning right now with Herbert.
True.
They're
Barely.
5-4 or
Barely.
5-3. If I'm not
they are
mistaken,
5-3.
they're 5-3 with
Get that
all
bye.
the injuries. So
fighting.
let's not act like Herbert is 1-5 right now. He's winning with these injuries.
Finally.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Here's the thing,
almost
right?
beat the
And
Chiefs
probably
in
winning
prime
staff-
time.
He's
coaching
winning,
staff that's
but
probably
being
on the hot
underwhelming statistically, but just getting the job done because, you got to manage a game.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. But the thing is, he manages a game, isn't statistically wowing, and he gets praised for it.
Well, we know Herbert.
Tua's an MVP conversation.
Yes.
What else do you
I
want?
hate
Well, no, but
that.
this is the thing, Drew. Before
You're
this,
comparing him to a
before
special
this year,
case.
before this year, we did not see that with Tua. We've
He
already
was winning
seen
games and managing.
Yeah, I know, but we did not see the special like Tua has
Can
been
I-
this year. We've
hold on.
already seen
Is it-
special with Herbert. We
Is
already
it
know
fair?
that.
Is it fair for me to just ask? I want to see this Dolphins offense against a playoff, legit, defense and see how Tua performs against them.
They weren't healthy.
Can I see Tua
healthy,
in a playoff atmosphere? Can I see Tua
And
in a Week 17,
the Bills
Week 18
game is not
games
like this
or games
Detroit's
on the
game been.
line?
It's not like the Chicago game's
No,
been.
but he still played very well against
They
them.
weren't healthy.
for sure.
There are quarterbacks that have had spectacular seasons that we know were not franchise guys. Alex Smith in 2017 was an MVP candidate.
Nick Foles.
He was not a Nick Foles
Nick
had
Foles
a
with the Eagles, though, that's a different case.
That's a
Nick
special
Foles
case.
was
Respect him.
amazing.
That's a
Now,
special
Nick
case.
Foles with the Eagles is
Respect
really,
him.
he's a borderline Hall of
Yeah,
Famer.
Ryan
respect him.
Tannehill,
Don't
Ryan
go there.
Tannehill had 2 top 10 quarterback seasons in 2019 and 2020 with the
And Henry
Tennessee
backpacked.
Titans. There are situations where the offense is just so great that a quarterback isn't asked to go above and
But they
beyond,
weren't this good.
and it makes them look better than
No,
they
you-
are.
I
weren't
don't.
this
I don't
good.
disagree, Joel. But at
Like,
this
bro,
point,
the window dressing that McDaniel does within the offense.
That's what he's supposed to do.
81%, 81% of their plays, they use motion.
As he should.
They use trips. It's a quick
How
passing
about-
game
how
off
about-
of vertical
But how about
concepts.
it stresses the defense. That kills me because how about Tyreek
never
Hill
run on
and
second time.
Jalen Waddle being middle of the pack in terms of yards after catch? Because if it was really all them, they'd be number one. But they're
been
not.
dogging, bro.
They're not. It hasn't just been Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. It's been Tua hitting them where they need to be hit.
You got to give Tua his
Let's
respect.
stop it.
You got to give Tua his
I
respect.
think Tua's a good quarterback. I do.
He's been great. He's been
I
great
think
all
Tua's
year.
a good quarterback.
He's been
Without a doubt.
fucking amazing. But you got to
There
see
were
the
years-
playoffs.
And that's why I can sit here and respect you, Riv, because you know what? You actually are willing to admit that you were maybe wrong in a previous, but are willing to give him his flowers.
I don't. You go fuck.
And I'm no, of course you too. No, you've been here too. But
It's
the
their
fact-
ongoing beef.
No, I'm just fine to.
He's been
I'm
fucking
cool
great.
with just admitting you're wrong because I'm first to do that when I am, and I'm first to be called out, and I'm first to answer the call.
So I'm wrong for saying Tua's not a franchise quarterback. 6 games.
Has he
into
been
a great
amazing?
Season. 6 for 6
Has he
games.
been amazing?
For 6 games.
No, this season.
He's been amazing.
He refused
For
it.
6 games.
Is Tua a
come
top
on,
5
just come
quarterback?
on.
Tua
right
has
now?
been
Great.
amazing
He's
for
been
6
great.
games, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So those 6 games are enough for me to say
No.
he's a franchise quarterback.
No.
No,
So
no,
he
it's
fumbled the
fine.
bag
It's
last
fine.
year. No.
It's fine.
No.
I'm saying Tua's a good quarterback.
That's fine.
That's
I'm in the
You-
same
I'm
boat.
not-
He's been great.
He's been fantastic.
There's this need for people, for everybody wanting to force people to say Tua's this franchise.
No, the
game-changing
issue is that
guy.
everyone was on his neck saying that he was trash. That's my issue.
He was kind of dog shit.
No,
he was
right.
meant to sell.
People are fine, but you threw dirt on his name. You continued to call him trash when he simply was not. When the situation was horrible,
I would say the
now
regular
he's in a good one,
his
and
regular
now he's
season
being
vibe.
who we-
He's changed the whole regular season for everybody.
I'm
Now
kind of
he's like really him.
I'm kind of taken aback because
Are you?
I'm gonna ask you two because we were here. I don't think River was here for this show. He might have been. I'm not sure. In the offseason, when we were previewing the Dolphins, didn't I say he's been in a shit situation for his entire
Oh, yeah, I
career,
wasn't here for that.
and that he's gonna have a statistically great season this year?
No, we both said
I
that.
said that.
It's a cop out.
It's not a cop out.
No, it
it's
is
a
a
fact. That's
cop-out.
what I said.
No, you said it.
That's what
I'll
I
be
said.
honest. It doesn't matter to me.
That
The
because
it doesn't matter
because him
Bro,
because
I'm
me
telling you,
saying
it doesn't matter to me.
I don't care if it matters to you because
But it
him
holds no
saying
substance because all you've done is say that he's
Because-
not good.
This beef
So it
is
doesn't matter to me
hilarious.
because you're Mr. Flip
Justin
Side
Fields.
and it allows you to be right whenever you
Sober,
want to
bro.
be.
because the thing, my point I'm trying to say is that I can think somebody's going to have a great statistical season without automatically jumping the gun and
Did you
saying
think he was
they're
gonna
a
be this
franchise
good?
quarterback. No,
Wait, so
then
how
that's
many,
it.
he's been better
so how
than
many
I thought.
franchise quarterbacks in the
Significantly.
But I
league?
thought
too?
he'd still be be
question.
good statistically.
How many
this year.
franchise quarterbacks in the league too? Like just knock it off right now.
8, 10
God,
maybe.
it can't be 10. If you say Kirk
It's 10.
Cousins, I'm gonna lose it.
No.
Mahomes,
Uh-huh.
Brady, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen,
Okay.
Justin Herbert,
You said Lamar?
Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson.
Kyler.
Kyler Murray is kind of in the bubble for me.
In the bubble, okay. It's
Dak?
Okay. In the bubble?
Dak is franchise guy for me.
That's 8.
So Dak is a franchise.
I want to hear that. I want to hear that. How many though? 8. Okay, so you got 8 and 1 in the bubble. Kirk? Captain?
He's a great system
He had
quarterback.
his shirt off the other day and shit.
I love
He was
Kirk
right.
Cousins.
Nah,
but
he got love.
Kirk
So he's in the bubble?
Cousins is one of those quarterbacks that you're not going to replace him.
Herbert, we
but
didn't
if
say
somebody, if one of those upper echelon guys become available, you are jumping the
Yes.
gun on
Derek Carr.
him. Nah, he's on
No.
the bubble. He's
Okay.
yeah.
So where would you put Tua and Hurts? Bubble? They're in the bubble right now?
yeah, it's still like prove it for them.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
it is
is.
still
It
prove
is.
it.
Because
For
I
them.
feel like Kirk, the guys you named Kirk Carr, they're kind of cooked up. Not cooked up, but it's time is up
Yeah.
at this point.
Kyler Murray is the intangible for me. I'm just
Maybe
not.
if
I've
this
never
was
been
like
a huge
year
fan.
6 and this is finally happening, but it's year 3 for both Hurts and
Hey, shout
Tua.
out to the FO, man.
Still early.
And then shout out to
I
Tua for coming to
understand,
play
but
every
Jared
week.
Goff had a phenomenal year 3 too.
But I think people seen Jared Goff, like he just wasn't like people seen like on the field. Like
You
he
know,
wasn't
no,
that
you know
good.
what they saw? They saw that he was in a
great system
that was so great
Mhm.
that once the talent got worse on it, it exposed him.
Yeah.
I mean, he
got-
left. They got
Is
Stafford.
that his
They won
fault though, or
Super
the
Bowl.
front office's fault?
No, this one it makes no sense because Goff left.
Got
Stafford
traded.
came, won a Super Bowl with this talent, the same talent.
And
that they
Jared
have.
Goff got there. But I'm saying, is that the front? Like, if Tua loses what he has, is that his fault or is that the front office fault?
But what are you trying to say by that though?
You're saying that Goff, it got worse, and it showed who he was.
They got pieces though.
Yeah,
Like that was I
it
think
regressed.
I think they got Jalen Ramsey halfway through that bad Goff year.
they got Von Miller with
Von
Stafford.
Miller, Odell.
That has nothing to do with him.
like
though. He's on offense.
Jared
What?
Goff,
I'm
his
saying
second
your team
season.
going to
Oh,
Super
yeah,
Bowl.
yeah.
Jared Goff, his second season, 100
We're just
passer
talking about
rating.
Goff not playing well.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I'm
just
talking
saying
about.
it's basically the same thing.
I'm s-
It's basically the same offense.
What?
The Rams.
No,
offense,
it wasn't. They switched up the offense with Stafford.
because Stafford's better.
Yeah, they babied
Same
Goff
pieces
in the
though,
offense.
right?
That's no.
Yeah, same-
it's
same guy.
essentially the same thing.
I think Stafford had more. Didn't he get Odell?
He did.
Towards that second half of the season.
Type shit. Okay. And what's the name? Had
And Cooper
Gurley.
Kupp
And
was
wait,
hurt.
hold on.
Cooper
Jared
Kupp
Goff
was
had-
hurt.
That's a fact.
Gurley.
That's a fact. that-
Jared Goff had Brandon Cooks.
Yeah,
and
Todd
stuff.
Gurley too.
Yeah.
At
Todd
his
Gurley.
peak, like, ooh.
When they went to the Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah. Goff,
Jared
man.
Goff. I mean, there was a Sunday night. No, it was a Monday night football game where
That was one of
he
the
dueled
best
with Patrick
games
Mahomes.
ever.
Yeah. They
And
went,
after that game, everybody said those were the faces.
No,
of the
I remember
league.
that game. That game was fucking nuts.
It's
That
one
was-
of the best games.
So
I've
I'm
ever
sorry if I
watched.
don't want to jump.
Well, I mean,
the
didn't
gun.
golf for
That's
the
right.
Lions for a couple weeks was throwing some
Right, you
haymakers.
just keep
He was
holding
Yeah,
on
but
and,
he's gonna put
praying
up
to the
numbers
good
and just
Lord
empty.
that you get proven right. But I'm letting you know, it's not going to happen.
Drew, I could care less either way. I have money on Tua and Mojo. If he does well, I win money.
It's
It
all
does
right.
not
You could
affect
just.
me.
It's good. I'm glad you could just find a
does
way to
not
go.
affect
Shout out
me.
Justin Fields, man. What a
Yeah,
great
sure.
No,
guy.
that's why.
Part
That's
of
why
it.
I knew that this was going to get.
Oh,
out
I
of
actually
hand.
didn't have a single note on the Dolphins. I knew this was gonna happen.
I tweeted
That's why I wanted to make sure I started
after
with Fields.
Justin Fields' 60-yard run. I tweeted Bears have their quarterback.
Yeah.
He's the franchise
There you
guy.
go.
He's just
Now he's like that.
no.
He's got to improve as a passer. He
I'm
still
with you.
has
It's
to
still
improve.
it's still long.
It's
It is
yeah.
long,
long.
but that man has just so much
You know,
of the it factor. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
he's doing enough. Like right now, he's not a great passer. You talk his legs. He's got to do that and win games, be in games, be competitive, put up numbers with his legs.
Does he not
and
remind
with
you
his
of
arm as well.
early Lamar? Not like I mean,
Say,
where somebody takes that shit out of
rookie
proportion.
this is early Hurts.
Um,
This is last year's Hurts.
I still think Hurts was a better passer.
Yeah, no.
Well, I mean, like
definitely.
just in terms of just winning
But you
games with
understand
his,
what I
with
mean.
his
But
feet.
Fields is a better
Rusher.
runner.
Yeah.
Fields
Like-
is closer to Lamar. Than
That's what I'm
Hurts.
saying. Like just winning
As
games
a
with his
rusher,
feet type
crazy.
shit.
As
Like
a rusher,
winning
as
games
an
with his
athlete-
feet. I think like early Lamar vibe. Like still
Yeah.
don't got it, but
But the
got
thing
it.
is, Lamar's first full year starting was his MVP season.
Oh, yeah,
so
he was a-
there wasn't really any young
yeah,
Lamar.
that's why I said I had to
that.
really like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I brought this
Put
up
that
on
in
the
context.
show the last time I was here about Ryan
weeks
Fitzpatrick.
ago?
Yeah, it was a while ago. No, but that's facts. It's been a while.
It's been gone a minute, man.
But man,
I don't remember
I've
what
been
you said.
I've been grinding. I've been
What
trying to
was it?
work
I'm
on
so
me
tired.
for the
Yeah.
betterment of
Felt like
all
such
of
a
us.
Low blow.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a low blow.
No, just straight.
But Ryan Fitzpatrick was talking about he can't be Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. He needs to be Cam Newton. And when I
Yeah,
first
right.
heard it, I felt like, I don't like that.
Why
I
can't
feel
he
like
just
that's a
be
little
Justin
backhanded.
Fields?
No, but
No, that's what I'm
there-
saying.
I feel what you're saying, but I understand what the sentiment now, even more so. Cam Newton excelled. Yes, he did have the capabilities with his arm, but he was one of the best rushers in the game.
But
Fields is built
I said it
different.
that day. I think Fields is a better passer than Cam Newton was.
No, he's not.
Cam Newton's a career 60% completion
That's okay.
percentage guy.
That's fine though.
That's what he is.
He can't be. Cam was built a little different though in terms
Cam
of
was
size
bigger,
and-
but Fields is 6'3",
Cam is more
6'4",
Josh
220,
Allen than
230.
anything.
Cam was 6'6".
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Cam is
Fields,
more
but
Josh
Fields is a
Allen.
big guy. Fields is 6'3",
Yeah.
6'4".
But he's not
Cam is just
big.
Cam.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Cam,
Newton's big.
I don't think it's fair to say that because Cam never had a legit number one wide receiver on his
Insane.
team.
I know. I don't
where
disagree.
he could
He had
consistently
it year,
have that
he
option.
had
I
it
don't
year
disagree.
one,
But
never
it's like,
again.
can I get better than 58%?
with
know what I mean?
Darnell Mooney and
He
Queenie
was
St. Brown.
MVP through 35
I know, but we're not talking about is Fields better than Cam overall. I'm just saying,
I'm saying
as a
is as a
passer,
that was his
I
peak.
have as
That was
I
his
know
peak.
yes, but as a passer, I have more faith in Justin Fields being better than Cam Newton as a passer.
That's from what you
But in,
said.
2018 with Cam
not.
Newton, when he had North Turner as his OC, he completed 68% of his passes.
Okay, and you're what, fucking 8? Like Fields
But it
is
was
in,
Cam
in game
Newton.
12.
Cam.
Cam Newton was from year one to year 8.
No,
That's the difference.
Yes, but I'm talking strictly as a passer. I think Fields' ceiling is higher than Cam Newton. Cam Newton, as a passer, was never fantastic. He never was.
You didn't say ceiling though. You said you think that he's a better passer.
That's
than him.
exactly what I've.
I'm having issue. Right now, of course. I mean, right now, Fields is doing what Cam did basically his whole career, around 60%.
Just reword, bro.
So is it the completion percentage? Is that
I'm just saying. I think as arm talent wise, Justin Fields has just as much arm as Cam Newton did. Whether you want to say arm strength or whether you want to say accuracy, whatever it is, they are.
So you think
right
arm
there.
strength? Justin Fields had more arm strength than Cam Newton.
They're neck and neck. Justin Fields can make any throw. He's just not accurate right now, but he can make any throw.
Cam could literally do everything, man.
He's Superman.
He was literally perfect.
Was Superman. But like, if Justin Fields progresses a little bit and he completes 63% of his passes next year, that's better than Cam 70% of his seasons.
And I know you know football. I know you've watched Cam.
I'm screaming.
I think we got to hit the lab again and watch some Cam highlights.
Bro said hit the lab.
I think we got to watch some Cam highlights.
I know,
man.
but you're going to go, of course.
And I don't mean that in a negative way.
We can watch Justin Fields highlights at Ohio State, and he's going to look like the best passer we've ever seen.
We're talking about the NFL.
Well, Justin Fields has 13 career fucking starts.
But
them Ohio State highlights is dangerous.
And his first start ever, Cam Newton has cleared anything that Justin Fields has done so far.
That's mean.
Give us some time, man.
I'm just saying, I don't
I'm
mean
just
that
saying it's
way.
not.
I'm just highlighting how great Cam Newton was.
Cam Newton was incredible.
It's probably not gonna be this year, but maybe next year you're gonna look at Cam's passing numbers and Justin Fields' passing numbers. All of a sudden, in year 3, Justin Fields is gonna be looking better. That's all. It's not a huge bar to clear, and we know how special Justin Fields is as a rusher. I'm not saying he's Cam Newton. They're different. I don't think Justin Fields should be taking the hits Cam Newton was taking. Justin Fields is a great rusher. What are you doing with your hand over there?
What are you doing?
No,
The both of you guys, cut it out.
Oh.
So actually, before we move on to the next topic, I actually want to end things on this. So I like what you did, Drew, in terms of, you want to go to this mode where we just like appreciate quarterback play and we don't nitpick certain things. Can we just appreciate things, right? And I wanted to like piggyback off that point because I feel like, don't we always nitpick?
No, for sure.
When Baker in 2020 led the Browns to the playoffs, he had a phenomenal year. That was when Odell went down.
Then he folded.
People still, after that season, said Baker's not the guy. He was just with Kevin Stefanski, who made everything better for him. And now
even that season wasn't that statistically.
And now Stefanski, we see him with Jacoby Brissett, and Jacoby Brissett looks like
he looks decent,
a decent quarterback. Yep. I'm just saying, I understand your fascination, your love for Tua, but the situation does matter.
Man. Don't do that. Matters. Don't do that. Like he didn't go on a crazy run last year. He showed flashes last year.
Listen,
and
last
you guys
year
just chose to ignore him.
There's two. The first part of asking about quarterbacks is, are they good or not? Once you get past yes, you were good,
but
then
you were stuck at no for how long?
Well, he wasn't good for multiple years.
Multiple years.
Tua wasn't good for 2 years.
I don't know what flashes you saw last year.
Tua was like, listen, two things can be true. We were right for 2 years. You're right this year. That's fine. Tua was not good these last 2 years. The system was bad, sure, whatever you want to say. We've seen plenty of quarterbacks who are in bad systems. They get traded, they get released,
Tua's
they move on.
Completion percentage was the same that it was last year.
I know, but you saw last year's offense compared to this year's offense.
It wasn't full of talent.
I know. 100%, but all I'm saying is we've seen quarterbacks like Sam Darnold, for example, who was in a bad system.
He never looked.
He had flashes too. Darnold had flashes.
All right, fair enough. Against the Cowboys, that was a flash.
He had flashes.
He had flashes.
That's a fact.
All I'm saying is,
Texans,
once you get past that first question
of
is a quarterback good, that's when we could start to nitpick and be like, oh, well, he has a stronger arm. If you put him in this system, if you give him that receiver.
But they've already done that with Tua.
This year, because Tua's past he's good. He can ball. We know this. Now it's all these other questions. Is he better than Herbert, Joe Burrow, all these guys? It shows respect towards Tua. The growth that he has had from last year to this year, it's Josh Allen-esque. What Josh Allen did from year 3 to year 4.
And it was absolutely never in doubt. It was never in doubt.
I don't know. Statistically.
That was a long segment, buddies.
Rightfully so. He deserves it.
That was probably like an hour segment.
He deserves it.
I mean, we know we needed to talk about it.
Yeah,
I haven't been here, and I've been holding this in because I saw on the last segment, on the last time we spoke about him on the show when I wasn't here, it was the 3 of you guys here, and you actually made it a YouTube short. This isn't even a question. Herbert clears to him.
Well,
it's not a question.
No. It's just the fact that
I don't think
you guys were very meticulous with that to 3-way sit here and unite the Avengers. Yeah, Tua's not anywhere near. He just shouldn't deserve.
I'm more of
He's
a
not.
Wolverine
It's like
guy.
if you could pick any quarterback in the league, Justin Herbert's number 3 off the board, probably. Mahomes,
Not
Allen,
everyone feels
and
that
Herbert.
way.
I would say like 95% of people feel that way.
People
I might
that are
take
not
Lamar.
people outside of
Do you,
Dolphins.
no,
Okay.
is he third off the
I
board?
like Lamar.
Herbert.
Cool.
That's why I say not everyone feels that way.
Okay, we're
You take Burrow.
Burrow.
Okay,
he's right
fine.
there with him.
Whatever.
That's
3,
still
4.
neck and neck for me.
I'm
You
not
know
gonna
what
lie,
I'm saying?
Burrow's
It
like
is.
5th off the board for me.
That's not a crazy
probably
stat.
fifth.
You know,
yeah.
tier 1 quarterbacks, it's Mahomes and Allen, and then at the top of tier 2, it's Burrow, Herbert. And
Lamar?
that's
Lamar's there too.
Why you keep forgetting Lamar?
I don't know why, but yeah,
4-game
Lamar
win
too.
streak. Come on, man. Don't
I
play
feel
with him.
like, and I really
Still have the Bengals winning.
in that tier 2,
Lamar
you have to throw Hurts.
Not
You
everyone
have to
can
throw
know
Tua.
And listen, maybe Tua becomes the next Drew Brees.
God.
Maybe he becomes
Hey, that's
Alex
He throws
Smith.
people open. He's the most
Hey, Drew
arguably
Brees
the most
historical, man.
accurate in the
First
game.
ballot Hall of Famer.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Winner.
There's nothing wrong with just being good.
But the thing is, he's not just good.
Unfortunately, this is
He's
Jalen
great.
Hurts this year. And the
Oh,
Eagles
Jalen
year.
Hurts is the man. Jalen Hurts is the man.
Hurt season.
Hurts
You know what?
season. Let's do it.
See, and that's what I'm saying, and that's why I feel like I'm very consistent. Where yes, I was hesitant on Hurts,
Hilarious.
but I accepted that I was wrong, and I've given him his respect.
So he's a
He
franchise
deserves it.
quarterback without a doubt.
I'm
Him,
in.
According to
I'm
his
in.
logic, it should be. Yeah.
I'm in,
I'm not.
and the Eagles
too
are the
ready to
and the
jump
Eagles
that.
are the best team in football.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see because if he loses a playoff game, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
He's a different passer this
What are
year.
you gonna do? Go out and get Derek Carr?
I'll
That's
go
gonna
get
make a
Lamar. How about
difference.
that? Yeah,
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
I don't jump on quarterbacks unless it's a Jets quarterback.
Oh,
You jumped on Darnold.
Jets quarterback.
Yeah, it's a Jets quarterback. I have to
tragic.
believe when I'm a fan, but
Oh, no, I'm
usually-
fine with that.
But I don't when it's. I have to see
Definition
body
of
work.
that is
We're gonna
called
talk about Bills
delusion.
Jets.
Of course, we're gonna talk about Bills Jets. Bills versus Jets. The Jets beat the Bills, upset them 20-17. Everybody at the table picked the Bills. I told you guys the Jets. Zach
Pick the
Wilson,
Bills.
he's bouncing back.
Bills.
He's
There's
gonna win
literally
this
a
game.
picture out. All our picks. There's literally a
Bro
picture
can't
out with
just
all our
blatantly
picks.
lie.
Yeah.
Everyone could go on the Instagram and look at it.
Zach.
Yo, bro, really
And-
just tried to lie.
The Jets are now 6-3, and you know after the game, I tweeted because I had to tweet right after. I was like, I chuckled. And I told
Now the tweets hilarious. It's like 160 yards.
I told
Yeah, that shit was
Dolphins. I
funny.
told Dolphins fans, y'all thought second place was reserved for you. That spot's for the Jets, baby. It's for the Jets.
Talk.
And Zach Wilson, he had a bounce back game. Now,
Bounce
It-
back is
it's-
strong.
I want to. No, it's not strong. That's exactly what he did. And you know what's the thing, Joel, is that everybody gave up on Zach, right? Everybody gave up on Zach.
You're part of everybody,
I did not give up on Zach.
everybody.
bro.
I never give up on Zach.
I don't want to interrupt you. Go
I
ahead.
just said I'm not going to hype up Zach no more.
Okay, that we were in the same boat. We were in the same boat. I said there's no expectation. If he does great, great. If he does great, if he does bad,
Nah,
if we have to
you
roll,
was in
I'm
a
fine.
you was in a Titanic. I was in a lifeboat. I was getting. I was still doing my thing. This is what I'll say. Drew came here after the Denver game. Zach is shit. Zach is this. Trevor Lawrence had a worse game against Denver. Ain't hear shit from Drew about that. Then against the Patriots, it was an awful game. We were at the game. We saw it live. It wasn't a great experience. No doubt. He struggled. He had a great first drive. He was amazing. Then against the Bills, who everybody picked us to lose, people probably pressed the over on Zach over 0.5 interceptions, right? Everybody probably did it on Boom Fantasy.
Boom, everyone was going crazy on it.
But guess what? That didn't happen. He had a fumble.
Almost had an interception.
It wasn't his fault,
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
It
no
was,
doubt.
Yeah, it was just C.J. Uzomah
Yeah, that
having
was-
stone hands.
He threw a rifle to him though for no reason.
Got to catch
I
passes
agree.
from a-
I agree.
from
But it's a
quarterback.
tight end. Yeah, but I'm with you.
Zach Wilson bounced back. Was it a statistically awesome game? No. But that's what I wanted to see. It's the Bills are one of the best defenses in football. I mean, I'll take 150 yards, a touchdown, no turnovers, and a 100 passer rating.
You will? You will?
Against a top defense?
You will?
Of course.
Wow.
With the win?
This is growth. This is growth. This is
This
growth.
is not growth.
This is, for me, this is growth.
What do you
'cause
mean?
it's-
What's your
Mr.
problem,
Flip
Dehls?
side at his
Because-
best.
What's your problem,
Because
Dehls?
3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, you said, I would rather Zach go out there 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and lose. This is growth. This is growth.
When did I say that?
Just a few weeks ago with the Elijah Moore mess.
You got to use context when we talk about these things because there was definitely context behind that
The
statement.
context was we had the Elijah Moore debate going back and forth. I said Elijah Moore has to be a team player. We're winning. And you said, you know what? This way of winning is not sustainable. I want Zach to go out there for 300
No,
yards.
what I said, Joe, what I said was that I didn't like Michael LaFleur's play calling. His play calling was awesome.
And he was
against
fantastic on
this. But
Sunday.
listen, I can make this Zach thing. I'll talk quickly about this, about Zach. He averaged 2.17 seconds to throw. Under two when he throws the ball with under 2.5 seconds, 0.31 EPA, 16 for 19, 7.37 yards per attempt. When he takes longer than 2.5 seconds to throw, negative 0.55 EPA, 2 for 6, 2.32 yards per attempt. When we were previewing the Jets in the offseason, Dehls, what did I tell you? I said, listen, Zach Wilson is great in the quick game. When he gets the ball out quick, that's his biggest strength. So that's what I want to see more of this season. Wasn't seeing it for the most of these games, but this game it happened. But let's talk about the biggest hero of them all this game. Is our defense. The Jets defense is a top unit in football. Right now, we're 5th in defensive DVOA. And what this win told me about the Jets is that we're a serious playoff team. Nobody can. No, you're gonna laugh. It's funny.
No, I'm laughing at the way you said it. That's it. I apologize. Just the way you came.
People
off,
can laugh,
funny.
but you know what's funny? Before the season, in the off season, I came on this show and I said the NFL isn't ready for the New York Jets. They're sleeping on the Jets. People said I was dumb for it. They was laughing in the comments. People stitched that video of them snoring on their pillows, sleeping on the Jets. And now what's happening? Everything I said was correct because what I say here, I spit facts. I might miss some, but my home runs, they're out the park. And the Jets, I knew they were going to be this good when they had the free agency, when they had the draft that they had.
Is this facts?
And now the defense being this good, never in doubt. When they drafted Sauce, I said he's the next Darrell Revis. Oh yeah, he's playing like it.
Darrell's crazy, but I get it. I get it. A little crazy, but
Robert Saleh is the head coach for this team, and I just get so excited thinking about the Jets because Zach Wilson hasn't even hit his stride yet. When Zach Wilson starts to hit his stride, gets into we're going to upset a team in the playoffs. We have a 55% chance to make the playoffs. The Jets, I was wrong in the offseason because I said we're going to be in the hunt. We're not in no hunt. We have already hunted. We are going to make the playoffs. It's a fact.
And you'll win a playoff game.
We can.
The New York Jets will win a playoff game.
With that offense?
We definitely can.
You mean Zach Wilson?
What about him?
Yeah, we'll win.
Can you just take your bias out off just for a second?
In the offseason, all we wanted to be was in the hunt, right? I came on the show, and I really didn't think this team had many holes, right? Looking at just on paper, my biggest concern was safety and linebacker because defensive line I thought was great. The cornerback room was great. I thought the offensive line before all the injury was strong. The running backs, receivers, I really didn't see a lot of holes on this team. It took a few weeks. To start off the year, I think it was week 1 or 2, I came on here and I said, Robert Saleh has to step up because if he has a bad season, if this defense is bottom in the league again, I'm not sure if he's going to be the head coach of the Jets next year. And it took them a little bit to get going. Week 1 against Baltimore, sure, we held them in terms of, Lamar rushing yards and the running backs, but we still gave up 24 points, multiple miscommunications on big touchdown plays. The Browns game, we gave up 30 to Jacoby Brissett. The Bengals put up 27, dominated us. But from that Steelers game on, to your guy, Zach Wilson, back on the field, the defense changed. The defense has been if you said they're the best defense in football, what they just did to the Buffalo Bills, what they just did to Josh Allen, really shutting them down, there's not many defenses that could say they did that to what you guys think are the best quarterback in football.
Josh Allen's first game with the negative EPA per dropback was against the Jets.
They're top 10 in scoring, top 5 in yards per play allowed, 5th most takeaways, and this unit really just feels like it's getting started. Quinnen Williams, Sauce, DJ Reed, all Pro Bowlers. I think Sauce and Quinnen should both be getting all Pro votes, and DJ Reed may just not have the name like a Jair or Jalen Ramsey, but he's been playing as a top 10 quarter, and Michael Carter as well in the slot has been fantastic.
Can't say about Jordan Whitehead.
No, Jordan Whitehead's been solid. Poyer, Joyner's been solid too. This defense has really come out and it's carried this team without a doubt. I had some skepticism once Brees goes down. How can we consistently put drives together, put points on the board? Because I know the defense is going to give us a chance every single week. Now, offensively, there's question marks. Zach Wilson, when he's in a rhythm, when LaFleur is calling a good game, when we're staying ahead of the sticks, we can put up points. We're not going to put up 30, 40 points a game, but if we could put up anywhere from 20 to 27 points week in and week out, I like our chances against damn near anybody. The way this defense is playing, we're able to rush for and get pressure. With the corners we have, the secondary we have, I mean, yeah, Stephon Diggs had some. It's Stephon Diggs. But outside that first catch, he really didn't do much against Sauce. Gabe Davis had a very quiet week. He only had 2 catches. I mean, this offense for the Bills, which looked like an absolute juggernaut, got shut down by the Jets. And this is a type of game that puts the Jets on the map. This is a type of game that once those guys go in the locker room, they could say, oh, we always believed, we knew we had a chance. Once you win this type of game against the Buffalo Bills, after losing against the Patriots, where it looked like just the fucking boat is sinking and everyone's jumping ship, to have this comeback game, to be able to beat Buffalo, who has been not only the best team in the AFC East, arguably the best team in the AFC and a lot of people's Super Bowl favorites. No one gave us a chance. We were 2 touchdown underdogs. No one thought we had a chance of even being competitive in this game, let alone winning. This is a type of win that stamps Robert Saleh, that stamps the defense, and really puts the Jets on the map as a serious playoff contender, because with scoring being down across the board, as we've mentioned all season long, you do not need to put up 30 points against Kansas City or against Buffalo when you have this type of defense that can cause takeaways, can sack the quarterback. We have 7 guys in the defensive line that can come in and out and get to the quarterback. It's an exceptional win. It's something I haven't seen in my Jets life, really, outside of Rex Ryan days. This is really not something, because every year we're out-coached. We don't have the personnel, whatever it might be. This is not just a personnel win. This is a coaching win. This is Robert Saleh going up against Sean McDermott. It's Robert Saleh stamping himself, because I had questions about Saleh. I was never the biggest Saleh guy, but this absolutely stamps it. The culture has changed. The defense, halfway through his second season, has shown this was the right move to bring him over from San Francisco. LaFleur had a great game. Now we're going into a bye and a huge week against the New England Patriots. We cannot lose both games. If we go into Foxborough and win, that only helps my point more.
And, sorry, Drew, you're going to go in a bit, but to piggyback off your point, Jets only blitzed on 7% of Allen's dropbacks in the game, which means that they were getting home consistently. And what changed was that in the first half, they ran a lot of cover 1. In the second half, they ran cover 6. And versus cover 6, Allen was 5 for 12, 2 sacks, and an interception. The Jets, adjustments, halftime adjustments, Zach taking care of the ball. To win games, the Jets just got to take care of the ball, play great defense. Yep. We're going to win games.
Mike Carter looked really good. And please, I actually hope you guys keep doing it. Keep testing Sauce. Game-winning plays. Did against Cortland Sutton. Didn't work. Did against Gabe Davis. Didn't work.
Flag.
I would like my chances week in and week out. Your guy versus my guy. On what?
The Gabe Davis one.
It wasn't.
Flag.
Gabe Davis extended his arm.
Flag.
No, Gabe Davis extended his arm.
Flag.
You want to go run it back? Gabe Davis extended his arm.
Also,
cool,
I want to say this too.
I ain't sweating.
After we beat the Bills,
I ain't sweating.
Win. You're Michael Jordan. How do your Michael Jordan look against the Jets?
After
how do you look?
After we beat the Bills, Robert Saleh was in the locker room and he said, "We ain't shocked nobody."
Yes, you did.
Because we expected to win.
Oh, okay.
Zach Wilson in his pressers, Zach Wilson always says, "We don't go into any game and think we're underdogs. We expect to win."
And that's 100% the right thing to say at the podium. But once you go out and actually do it,
I blame Josh Allen.
Then the people in the locker room can actually.
And now
Josh Allen was ass.
We're undefeated on the road. Just after the bye week, they're beating the Patriots, and Zach Wilson's going to get his revenge on Bill Belichick.
I've heard this before, man. I've heard this before.
Listen, don't
all
turn the ball over.
Josh Allen had to do was beat
So,
him.
in or out, Zach Wilson.
I'm in on Zach. I've always been in on Zach.
So, let me play something really quick.
What are you gonna play?
This was nice. On Joel's Twitter, the illustrious video. I just want to play this for the guys.
Going forward, I'm not expecting anything from Zach Wilson.
Correct.
What he becomes is what he becomes. And I will be surprised by neither outcome. Well, actually, I will be surprised if he becomes a great quarterback. I'll be very surprised.
I will.
That's it.
I will.
That's all I needed.
I will.
I just wish you would ride for one take. And I thought that it would be the Jets, and I thought it'd be Zach Wilson.
Correctly?
What?
You said you risk you ride for what?
For one take?
Got it. That you said something else.
But that's neither here nor there. Amazing win for the Jets. This is the biggest win that they've had since beating the Patriots in the playoffs. That's how big this win was. to beat the Bills, to beat the juggernaut in the division, to beat the juggernaut of the AFC conference. This is, I can't say it enough. This is just the biggest win I've seen from New York in over 10 years. The defense has been all world.
Beat the Patriots with Fitzpatrick.
The defense has been all world. The pressure you guys are getting is just amazing. 4 different people getting sacks. You had Sherwood and Quan Alexander share a sack as well. Huff getting involved. Quinnen being dominant. You mentioned it, should receive some all-pro consideration. You guys have just turned it up a whole other notch, and that's credit to Robert Saleh, absolutely. Last year, to be the worst-ranked defense in the league, to be the defensive-minded head coach, and to lead the worst defense in the league was a tough sight to see, and understandably so why Jets fans were hesitant on Robert Saleh. It had to be different this year. You had a full offseason. Joe Douglas put the pieces in play for him to have success on the defensive side of the ball, I should say, at least.
And sorry, real quick, just to cut you off. Also, credit to the depth that this team has
100%.
built, because we've had
100%.
injury after injury on both sides of the ball, and
Denzel
guys have
Mims
stepped in.
blocking his
Denzel
ass
Mims
off.
has been bit. Michael Carter stepped up. I mean, the offensive line in totality has been banged up, and it played fantastic.
It did
against
play
the Bills.
fantastic against the Bills. What really was a key factor, and I feel like it's been the one thing that's glossed over, is the lack of rushing that Buffalo was able to put forth. I think they had 12 carries on 30-something yards between Singletary and James Cook. It was nowhere to be. I think I'm lying. I think it might be a little bit too. Yeah, 39 yards. I apologize. Your guys' rush defense has been at another level right now. Right now, you guys are number 9 in the NFL. It handcuffed what the Bills were able to do. It forced Josh Allen to have to do everything like he's had to do basically the entirety of the season. And when Josh Allen's not on and you don't have the rush game to lean on at that point, then you're really at the mercy of what can Josh Allen do for us? Can he save us? And this past Sunday, the Jets are having none of that. The Jets are looking different. I can't say they're not. I've said it weeks ago. You gotta win one against the Bills. If you want to have this chit-chat of you being different, you got to split one. So here I am, apologizing to you guys, because you guys are here, and this is a legit team now.
It doesn't feel like real life.
That you guys that everyone should be considering as a team to worry about, because defense wins championships, and right now the Jets are one of the best defense in the league. Talk about the offense real quick. Zach looked good.
Yeah,
Zach looked good. This was the first time in a while where I felt like Zach was trusting his arm. He felt very comfortable, very confident. He made some very strong throws over the middle of the field. And that's what I want to see from Zach. Him trusting himself, not scrambling outside of the pocket, trying to make too much happen. Stay inside, trust your alignment, trust your footwork, trust your mechanics, and make things happen. And that's exactly what he did. He didn't do more. He didn't do less. He managed the game, and he executed a great game plan. Mm-hmm. This was a huge win, a huge confidence boost for not only the Jets as a whole, but for Zach Wilson, that you can go in and beat a superior opponent in the Buffalo Bills. And for that matter, the Jets should be looking at any team and thinking, we can win.
What's up, Rivio? Talk about your squad, man. Michael Jordan year.
Man, it was a tough day. You know, Josh Allen, he just didn't look. Well, for starters, great win for the Jets.
Talk about Zach, baby.
Yeah, you got to pay homage to the Jets. You got to get one. You got the one at home. Great game. The Jets
I get 2. Who knows?
No. The Jets game was probably lit. I'm not going to lie. That was the game I wish we would have definitely went
and
to.
And honestly, they said it was like 50% Buffalo fans. You know, they traveled.
Oh, that was probably jumping. Credit to the defense. I'm still skeptical on the offense. I don't know if the offense can win you a game in the playoffs, but just to get in, to be excited about that, that's something the Jets want to see. So shout out to them for that. I do think they'll definitely get in the playoffs at this point. You know, if you prove you can win a game like this against Buffalo, any other game after this should be a cakewalk. Talk about the Bills, though. These low-scoring games, you know, for the most part, you know, against Baltimore, they willed out that one. Against the Chiefs, Josh Allen pulled out that one. Against the Dolphins, they couldn't get that one. In this game, against the Jets, you know, second half, the Jets, well, first half, that interception was just, I don't know what the fuck Josh Allen was thinking.
That was horrible.
Like, he bounced back from it. You know, he had the rushing TDs, had the big run, but that first interception was just, he was bugged. I don't know what was wrong with him. And then in the second half, the Jets made adjustments. Josh Allen couldn't get it going. Like you said, if Josh isn't going, he is their offense. He is their running back. He is their quarterback. If he can't get it going, there's not much the Bills can do. He didn't score a single touchdown. He was missing throws. He just wasn't himself. And this UCL injury, I don't know how bad it's going to be. You know, I'm looking at their schedule. Vikings, Browns, Patriots, Jets again, Dolphins. They got the Bears. They got the Patriots again. They got the Bengals. So he had the MVP in his hands. All he had to do was go in, play an amazing game. He was just coming off a good game against the Packers. He had to go in against the Jets, put on a good game. The MVP was there for him. This game kind of put him back a little bit. Now with the UCL injury, I don't know how he's going to look. These next games, he got Minnesota this week. So these next games are going to be tough.
He showed that he was hurt the play before. He threw it almost 70 yards.
Yeah, that was insane.
Which was fucking ridiculous. How
And
he can still do that.
Fucking dots.
No, he threw it right on.
No, it was
absolute
perfect.
Dime.
Yeah, he's a rare breed of specimen men. Like he's just a different type of human,
That's
different type of man.
statement.
Greatness.
He's great.
Yeah, he's great physique.
But the
look
Bills
very
may
normal.
be too reliant on Josh Allen, and that could be their downfall
They are.
in the playoffs.
I think they were.
They are. I don't want to say they're the same as Baltimore, but they're the same in the sense of they rely heavily on their quarterback to do the bulk of the work. The difference is you have Diggs, you have Gabe Davis. You know, you have these types.
It is the same as Baltimore. It's just one is a pass heavy, one is.
I'll be honest, it's pretty similar. It's
Yeah, they
Stephon
just-
Diggs, it's
But
Mark Andrews.
On one hand,
I don't think that's.
on one hand, you have the pass-heavy Bills who have Stephon Diggs, one of the best receivers in the league, and Gabe Davis, who's an exceptional deep threat, while you have Baltimore,
Exactly.
who is
Kenyon Drake, he's cool.
a run-heavy team, and they have Kenyon Drake and injured Gus Edwards. It's Lamar, you know what I mean? Like, at least Josh Allen has some guys
Devontae
to go
Freeman
to.
was able to have a revitalized
You're not going.
season.
You're
Average
not going
like
to talk about Mark
3.8 a carry.
Andrews.
No,
Yeah,
of
he's
course,
not
but we're
Stephon
saying
Diggs. He ain't
like,
Stephon Diggs.
yeah, no, he doesn't have the same sort of impact.
I don't know, man. I'm scared.
You know,
they're still going to.
This was a great win. This was for sure.
It's the
and
same shit.
Buffalo doesn't want to see the Jets.
You
in
know,
the playoffs.
Drew,
No, they actually do. They want their
No,
get
they
back.
Don't. They don't.
They'll be in Buffalo.
I'm waiting on this dialogue here to stop because
Oh wow.
it's a
Jermaine
moment.
Johnson too. Don't sleep on Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine made a
Got
tough
Your secondary is
play.
elite.
Now he wanted to be a
Yes,
Jet too.
Yeah,
he said he wanted
did.
to be a Jet.
Nah,
Your
shout out
secondary is elite, but
Your
watch
guys'
the get
is-
back because that first play, Sauce, he was like, "Oh shit!"
Nah,
I didn't know this was
Stephon-
it.
yeah,
You got lost a little bit.
That first
You got
play, he
lost
was
a
like,
little
"Oh
Stephon caught
shit!"
him.
Like,
Stephon caught
He
him.
did.
Wait till
That was really the
Buffalo, man.
first time all year, though.
That's what I was talking to my friend about. I was like, "That's the first time I've seen Sauce get cooked like that
Yeah.
all year.
Yeah.
Like it was bad."
My
least he's
favorite
got six.
saying. My favorite saying is, "Don't judge a man by his lowest moment." And after that Patriots game, we went to the game together. So excited to go. I was very excited. Made a video about the Jets. How we're gonna. It's personal. It was personal. Very, very personal.
didn't
You
say
see
it.
my what?
You didn't say a
You
word.
see
in the
my
second
what?
half.
It was very personal.
He really didn't
He
say
didn't
a word in the second half. Bro's
you
head
know-
was just in his lap.
Zach threw 3 interceptions, all boneheaded.
Boneheaded. Interesting.
Very.
I went back home heartbroken. I shed a couple tears. I didn't know if I should give up on Zach, if I should keep believing in him. And you know what I did?
Gave
I
up
made a
on that?
mistake.
Oh.
I made that video Drew just pulled up where I said that. You know what I did after Drew, Joel, and Riv?
Talk to me.
I pulled up Zach's game versus Tennessee.
Yo.
You're a sick man. You're a
And in
sick
the
man.
and just I needed to be refreshed about what this guy's capable of.
Mhm.
I saw that game
He was refreshed.
and I just said, I can't give up on this guy. I can't give up on Zach
Shit gave you a
Wilson.
giggle.
And now what he does, he comes back against the Bills, plays a turnover-free game in terms of interceptions, manages the game, is the distributor the Jets need him to be. And that game gave me all the confidence in the world that I can't give up on that guy, man. I can't give up on Zach.
It's a shame you did.
Oh yeah, you literally did.
Oh,
I
well,
take it
this is
back.
this is new.
I take it back.
Robert Saleh told Josine Anderson that they're moving Elijah Moore to the slot. Saleh said it's a new position because we've been playing him outside for the most part. We're trying to find ways to utilize his strengths. I think that is definitely a lost piece of this game where you don't have Corey Davis. It's the Garrett Wilson show. Don't get me wrong, Garrett Wilson is absolutely exceptional, but the opposite side is Denzel Mims, who, listen, Denzel Mims requested a trade August, July. He wanted out. He wanted a place where he had
He's good.
opportunity. Joe Douglas basically said, no, we're not trading you because right now we were already going to get a 6th-round pick for him. He stuck his head down. He worked. He's been healthy scratches. You know, he's just basically been a practice guy, a glorified practice squad player up to this point. his numbers called, and he really has been fantastic these last 2 weeks. But Elijah Moore is a different talent than Denzel Mims, and
as a
he's
run blocker,
someone,
I don't know.
Sure, but as a pass catcher who the Jets are desperate for, if Corey Davis is going to miss a few more weeks, Elijah Moore didn't do anything. 0 targets, back-to-back games. The first game against New England, he wasn't playing. I think he played like 12 snaps. This game, he definitely was out on the field more, but Zach has not looked his way, so hopefully putting him in the slot, we'll get him some more mismatches because he's an exceptional player when he's on the field and fully committed.
But he can't block like Denzel Mims.
No, that's fine, but
Denzel Mims.
But Elijah, there's no reason why Elijah Moore should be seeing 0 targets. Absolutely no reason.
No, it's irresponsible.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore's way too good for that.
Yep.
Garrett Wilson does clear him for sure.
Yep.
But that's not an indictment on Elijah Moore's game.
Correct.
He is a good ball player. He deserves
He
looks.
could be a fantastic.
And you saw what Garrett Wilson said. He said, 2 is a dog. He was like, 2 is a dog.
Oh, I thought you were
2.
saying
I thought
Tua.
I said
I was
2
like,
as well.
He said, 2 is a dog.
Man, fucking Jets.
Wilson connection,
I can't
baby.
believe we won that game. I was going crazy, bro.
You
So
may
crazy.
have missed it.
Get your foot off my foot.
Nope,
Can I
it's
be
not
part
there.
of this?
Why are you kicking me? That's you?
No, I just
That
want
was you the whole
to
time?
be part.
On to
wasn't
the
me the whole
next segment. You may have missed it. You may have missed it is Joe Mixon, 5 touchdown game,
It's nuts.
153 yards, 58 yards receiving. I actually put in a Boom Fantasy matchup slip, and 2 of them hit. Kyle Pitts over Drake London receiving yards, and Derek Carr over Trevor Lawrence. The one that didn't hit was that I put Deontay Foreman over Joe Mixon, and Mixon had a monster game. I think this is a good sign for Joe Mixon and the Bengals that they can get the running game going. That's been the biggest flaw of their team. If they can get that running game going and marry the concepts in the pass and run game, this offense now becomes multi-dimensional, and that's what they need to be a legit threat in the AFC again.
So you may have missed it. I apologize. This week in the NFL.
Been gone so long. Fucking up.
Yeah, no, for sure. I want to keep it on brand. I'm going to keep it on brand with the running back as well. Travis Etienne, we spoke about him a little bit earlier when it came to Mojo and who we're going to be investing in. But Travis Etienne, this past weekend, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. But let's just keep going down the list of great games that he's had in a row. 162 yards and a touchdown week 8. Week 7, 119 yards and a touchdown. Week 6, 108 yards. Week 5, 114 yards. Since week 6, Travis Etienne leads the league with 465 rushing yards, the most missed tackles forced with 26. He's averaging 6.1 yards per carry, which is second in the NFL right now. It is Travis Etienne's season. He's here, and he is going to continue to be dominant.
It's funny. I was listening to the Footballers. Shout out to Fantasy Footballers. Great podcast. They were saying how much a year can change. Last year, you have Etienne, Najee, and Javonte. Those are the big 3. Last year, it looks like Najee and Javonte clear Etienne, not even in the same stratosphere after he goes down to injury. A year later, Etienne you're easily taking Etienne over both of those guys.
Unbelievable, both
Fantastic.
pass and rushing. We thought it was going to be more so in the passing game that he was going to leave his impact, but as a pure rusher, he is just nothing short of phenomenal.
I have a couple this week, or you may have missed it. We talked about Treylon Burks is eligible to come back off injury. You guys know that was my guy. Starting to get some momentum before the injury, so hopefully when he comes back, he can continue that. The Packers, there's a bunch of rumors out there Sunday morning. I'm sure there's no coincidence that on Sunday these rumors come out. They offered a first for DJ Moore, got denied. They also were interested in Darren Waller. Not someone we really heard being mentioned in terms of trade rumors, but it makes sense. They paid Renfro. They paid Devontae Adams. They're not having a great year. I'm not sure what the deal was exactly. I don't think that it was reported if there was like a second round pick, third round pick, but they were obviously trying to get someone for Aaron Rodgers. We know they were in the Claypool sweepstakes as well. Didn't get any of them for what seems like the 100th year in a row. And then the last one I want to talk about, Dan Snyder is probably going to be selling the Commanders.
I saw that. It's going to be
$7 billion
Bezos.
possibly. He could go for.
$7 billion?
That's what they think he could go for.
$7 billion.
Yep.
They should have bought it before they changed the name to
It
Commanders.
was a famous person that said they would buy it. I forgot.
It's dope, though,
There's a
because,
it's
McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
McConaughey.
KD's in that group.
There he is.
Jeff Bezos is going to be the majority, I'm assuming.
The Commander Stadium right now is like a shithole.
Yeah.
Really?
It's horrible.
There's someone else in that list.
FedEx, right? That's what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Yaz go to FedEx? She was like, it's climbing on my leaderboard. It's one of the best in the game.
I don't know. I really don't
facts.
know. I've heard from multiple people that the stadium's bad though.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
How you know?
What, that she said that? I follow her.
type shit.
Yeah, she was at the games. She does a thing where she like goes to different stadiums.
Really?
Yeah.
Like every stadium? Or just in...
That's her show right now.
Do you have you might miss the ref?
I do.
This is from 2022, August 24th. FedEx Field, home of the Washington Commanders and the NFL's most expensive beer, was ranked the worst stadium in the league.
Nice.
Does it say how much a beer is?
How much is the beer? Is it
Oh,
good?
I don't know.
What kind of beer is it?
It's fucking expensive at MetLife, bro.
What kind of beer is it?
How much is it in MetLife?
I don't know. I haven't bought it.
They
So how you
charge
know
it's like at least
$14.
Nah, I was gonna say beer's
14?
insanely.
All right. Huh. This week in the... I'm bugging. You may have missed it.
Oh,
And
bro,
it-
you,
What's
bro,
the-
you
they're
missed
really
so
no
much
different.
time.
they,
You fucking up.
they are. You haven't
It's
been
like
here
the
for
same
3 weeks.
Oh,
Lions beer is
Yeah, last show.
$5.
Was it?
$5?
Cap.
Oh, they're for the people.
On Zoom.
They said the Jets are $5.
Zoom
That's
mid, though.
cap. It's
wasn't.
not $5.
No, Zoom mid. That's what
How
I'm
old
saying.
is this article?
It was very mid. Oh, you may have missed it. 7 receptions, 115 yards, 1 TD.
Of course.
Jettas. Now, I just want to give some love to Skull Nation and the Vikings, man. They're 7-1. They don't get talked about. They're pretty mid and everything, but I think, the way they've been winning have been pretty on par with what they do. They don't blow teams out specifically, but they get the
literally
job.
can't.
Yeah, they get the job done, though. And I think 7-1, you got to give some praise to them. They've been at the top of their division. They've been pretty much winning at almost the same rate as the Eagles, except they got the one loss, which is to the Eagles. But shout out to Jettas. Shout out to Darius Smith. He's been really good in the defensive end.
Come up for them.
So I got to show some love to the
And
Vikings,
it
Skull
was,
Nation.
it was Kirk's return to the Commanders.
And oh my God, his video of him with no shirt and wild jewelry is hilarious. On the plane, going
I did not know
crazy.
he was built like that.
Bro, he's built
What's hilarious
very
that you see that is that Pat McAfee was having an interview with him. He's like, bro, have you always been strapped up like that? Or is it you've gotten older and you've just been working
Bro
on your
has the
body? And he goes
six-pack
straight
on.
up, I'm going to be honest with you, Pat. I've always been strapped up like that. I was
Strapped
crying.
up is such a crazy term.
So nuts.
Crazy.
Strapped up is kind of nuts. 6-pack is domes, though. I like it. Kirk cool, though.
So on TikTok, one of the most liked comments after Would You Rather that we did was that to do it on Rhamondre Stevenson. So here it is.
Really?
Oh,
I
this
thought we
is a
did one on
surprise.
What was the
I
last?
didn't,
Not
I didn't know we
Rhamondre.
were doing this. Oh, what are we doing?
This is
Would you rather-
attractive.
Oh, okay, cool. So,
This is Would You Rather. Your fucking cough, bro. Can you hold that shit in, please?
that wasn't
didn't
a
cough.
That was him
yeah. I didn't-
doing God knows
I
what.
didn't cough, bro.
Committing
This
sins.
is Would You Rather Rhamondre Stevenson edition. First name up, Josh Jacobs.
I heard this name last week.
Wow.
We did Kenneth Walker.
That's
I
what it
feel
was.
like there's going to be a lot of similar
Yeah,
names.
Okay.
Right now, Josh Jacobs is playing on a different level. I would lean Jacobs.
It is extremely close.
Jacobs.
Rhamondre is a very, very good running back.
You love Rhamondre.
I do. He's one of
He's
my
fantastic.
more favorite running backs in the league right now. It would be disrespectful not to take Josh Jacobs though.
I'm going with Josh Jacobs. Next name up, Damian Pierce.
God.
These running backs are hard. The
It's
Kenneth
gonna be-
Walker one you missed, bro.
It's gonna
that
be the
was
same
so
ones as
difficult.
last week, isn't it? Probably.
Yeah.
Give me
I'm-
Rhamondre.
I'm gonna go Rhamondre for the pass catching abilities.
I think I lean Rhamondre slightly too.
Travis Etienne.
Taking ETN. As a rusher, he's been more productive. He's a better pass catcher.
You told me to think about him running funny. I don't know why, but that
He
sticks
does. He
with
runs
me.
funny as fuck.
Give me ETN though.
You answered very fast, Joel. Like too fast.
I mean, it's ETN's first
I
time
get it.
playing,
Nah,
and he's
but
been
they-
exceptional.
And Rhamondre's been exceptional
Yep,
also.
no.
I'm gonna go ETN, but it's extremely close.
I'm going Etienne as well. Next name up, Joe Mixon.
I'm taking Rhamondre Stevenson.
I thank you,
Damn.
Joel.
I am.
No respect to Joe.
I'm
It's-
not gonna allow this 5 touchdown game, which was all world, to cloud my judgment on what I know is
Joe
true.
like that though.
I think that Joe Mixon is overrated.
Really?
I agree. I agree as hell.
Give me Joe.
I'm going with Rhamondre.
I'm going Rhamondre Stevenson also.
I'm going with Stevenson. Next name up, Austin Eckler.
Austin
Austin.
Eckler.
Eckler.
I'm going with Eckler. Ezekiel Elliott.
Rhamondre
Rhamondre
Stevenson. He
Stevenson.
actually clears Zeke.
I wouldn't pick many guys of Zeke.
Rhamondre does clear.
As a diehard Ezekiel Elliott fan, it really does pain me to see Zeke at this
Fall
point.
He's
off.
like a bottom 20 running back right now, bro.
Give me a
20 is
stop.
fair.
Why'd you need to say that out loud?
Just being honest.
He's
I'm going
generational fall
Rhamondre.
off, man.
Would you rather have Mike Carter or Zeke?
Ezekiel Elliott.
That's how bad it got.
Zeke, Mike
Mike
Carter,
Carter, by
It's
the way.
close.
Mike Carter, by the way.
Mike Carter broke 6 tackles.
You could really see me outside.
Zeke, oh man.
Miles Sanders.
Rhamondre Stevenson.
Miles had a really good season, but I would take
I'm not
Rhamondre.
moved by Miles. I haven't been moved in 3 years.
He's an explosive back.
He's okay.
He's explosive.
Dalvin Cook.
Taking
Dalvin
Dalvin
Cook.
Cook still. Definitely taking Dalvin Cook.
Surprised you put him in there.
It's close. At this point in time, at Dalvin's age of 27,
Yeah.
it is closer than
Sad reality. That's the starter. It's supposed to be starting your prime.
Not for running back.
Yeah, man.
I slightly lean Dalvin, but that could very easily change next
Sounds
season.
like it'll change in 2 weeks.
I'm still going
Yeah.
Dalvin. Alvin Kamara.
Kamara.
AK.
Taking Kamara.
Gotta be K.
Leonard Fournette.
Rhamondre Stevenson.
Yeah, Leonard Fournette has been
He was
terrible.
about to lose his job.
Yep, I was just gonna say there's reports out there that Rashad White could take over the backfield very
What?
soon.
Give me Rhamondre. What?
Yeah, I'm taking Rhamondre for sure.
That's crazy.
Jonathan Taylor.
JT.
JT. Clears.
JT. Not worried.
This brother stinks.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. JT tough.
He's very good.
Bro.
The answer is JT, but he has been. Oh my god.
Nah, I get it.
150 week one, and then
Life
I don't
just
know,
fell off.
Everything else went to shit.
Man, the Colts are dog water.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
what
the
it is.
Colts are just such a dumpster fire this year that's even hard to like explain anything on that team.
DeAndre Swift.
Ooh,
Rhamondre Stevens.
DeAndre Swift. I
really?
love Rhamondre
I'm actually
Stevenson.
shocked you said that.
I'm going with
Are you a DeAndre Swift guy too?
I mean, how
Are
can you
Are
not
you an
be?
everybody guy? You have a lot of guys in the NFL. You're like me.
If DeAndre Swift
52
could
guys
stay
on
on
the
the
team.
field,
you got like 30.
I would take Swift.
each
I think
team.
Jamal Williams is a better runner than DeAndre Swift.
That's a hot take.
If you want to just like go
Swift
up the
is a
middle and
better
get
pass-
4 yards, like I
Swift
guess.
is better pass
I
catcher.
guess
That's a hot
Jamal
take.
Williams.
I don't think it is.
I think DeAndre's a better runner than Jamal.
I don't think so.
DeAndre still has some vision issues. I feel like at times.
That's the only knock on his game, really.
Yeah, and his health.
Health facts. But I mean, taking everything into account, I mean, Swift really just has top 4 ceiling.
Yeah, he's an explosive player. He's just struggled to stay on the field. Even when he is on the field, Jamal Williams is
Have I
consistently.
ever shit talked DeAndre Swift to you?
No,
No. Okay.
No.
You said you were shocked, which is why
I know because I feel like they're comparable, and you're a big.
they
Rhamondre
are
guy.
comparable. But I just feel like the speed, just he's
Yeah,
a little bit
explosiveness.
faster.
Yeah.
That's it. That was the last name.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good name to close on.
Was.
There, a lot of great names.
For sure.
This one was one of
I
those.
didn't even.
that
Was this on the
No,
topic
it
list? I didn't
wasn't.
see it.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
It's better
while
to surprise.
Drew was
at
talking
Keeping me on
about
my
two,
toes.
while Drew was talking about two, I was listing out the names.
That's good. It's better to surprise at this point.
Yeah.
For sure.
Keep us level.
I don't like to think about those. In
As we
about all of
do
them?
every single
in
show,
advance, I'm saying.
as we do every single show, we read tweets from
I love this segment. It's a great idea.
what you guys reply on Twitter to the tweets that we make about give us your week 9 takeaways. First tweet is from Kobe Paskovich. What did you think of Malik Willis out of these 2 games? Personally, he did struggle, but he had some flashes. I don't think we can overreact on him yet.
He showed flashes as a runner. That's about it.
Yeah, we're talking about as a passer where you could count on one hand his flashes. Maybe.
Oh, the back shoulder throw was crazy.
Yeah. No,
that
yeah.
throw was amazing.
He had a nice goal ball.
That's the one I'm
against the
talking
Chiefs.
about. That's the one I'm talking about. Back shoulder.
and he had a
kinda
nice
threw it.
ball. Like
No, it wasn't back
running-
shoulder. It was in front of him.
I'm getting my terms incorrect. Then he threw it to his. I think that.
He threw it in front. He just didn't catch the
Oh
ball.
no, then that's not the pass I'm talking about. The defender was right on the defender's hip. He kind of threw it to his back shoulder, and the defender was able to adjust his
and
body.
he had a
and make
nice
it
pass. He was running away from a defender on his back foot. Hit a nice ball. Malik Willis, he's far away.
He is
He's far away
but
from being a starting
If
quarterback.
Raw was a person, it'd be him.
But I mean, listen, look at Justin Fields. He bought a lot of time using his legs. I don't think, barring injury to Tannehill's going to come back, be the starter. If Malik becomes a starter one day, he's going to have to buy time with his legs until the rest, figures
Can we
out.
agree that this isn't a situation that you look at and heavily evaluate off of? This is
Correct.
all right.
But also
Yeah.
the coaching staff doesn't trust him. They probably shouldn't.
And he's also just not
When you have
ready.
Derrick Henry, I would do the same thing.
The fact that the Titans drafted Malik Willis with the middle round pick means that I don't think anybody should have an expectation of him to be a franchise quarterback.
No.
If he develops into a good quarterback, then that's great. But this guy was not taken in the first round like Kenny Pickett or in the second round. So there shouldn't be lofty expectations. I thought Malik Willis was fine. The offensive situation is not good, and he doesn't have many weapons to throw to. And they're trying to manage the game with him because they don't want to lose games, and they're running the ball. They're running through Derrick Henry. So I think Malik was just fine. I don't think anybody should be making harsh judgments off of him after these 2 games.
What do you think Willis can be? Like at his absolute peak.
That's a tough question to ask right now.
I don't know.
It's unreasonable. Yeah, if you don't have an answer, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't.
Did you have one like coming out or no?
Nah, I didn't. He just was the most talented, but I didn't really do like any intensive scouting on any.
We all felt very similarly that
QB class must have been weak.
It was weak.
It was very weak.
Okay.
This next tweet is from 0relana_85. Even though the Chargers are riddled with injuries, they are somehow 5-3. How do you like their chances the second half of the season?
Chargers Super Bowl take isn't dead.
No, it's
Not dead yet.
That shit's dead in the water.
It's dead.
The Bills can't beat fucking anybody.
The defense is mid.
We beat the Ravens. Sir, we beat the Ravens.
fucking with you.
No, you're an idiot.
I was gonna say, are the Chargers better than the Dolphins?
I would take the Dolphins
Can
right
the
now.
Chargers beat the Dolphins?
They can beat them.
Yeah.
The Chargers have the Niners on Sunday.
All right,
And then the Chiefs.
right now, the Chargers now.
And,
I would take the Dolphins.
I'm asking the Chargers right now with the current roster that they just played against Atlanta.
Yeah.
Can this team beat the Dolphins?
There's a small chance.
I'm saying
There's always
okay.
a
That's all I'm
chance.
they
saying.
don't play the Dolphins till December though.
No, I'm just saying if they met.
What
up
about
in
the
playoffs.
Niners and then Chiefs back-to-back games?
I
That's
think
really
yes,
tough.
the Chargers definitely can make the playoffs, but Super Bowl, you lose me. I think that Herbert is more than capable to be good enough to get them into playoff contention.
If Keenan Allen and Mike Will are healthy, this team
Big
can
if, man.
make some noise.
That's
It's
fair.
simple as that.
But Keenan scares
Keenan
me,
is
bro.
terrifying.
You guys drafted him.
Exactly.
And empty.
And we're still ahead of you in the standings, ho.
Nah,
Catch
we're
up.
probably the same. We're 5-4.
Catch up.
Yeah, we're ahead because we have more points. And I think when we played, we beat y'all.
Why'd you stare at me?
You had your tongue out.
Wow.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah, 133 to 118. AKA get good.
What you mean?
You haven't even looked at the stats, so I'm not talking to you.
You literally just pointed. What are you talking about?
Fantasy football.
Are you winning?
Are you? This guy makes me sick. Next tweet, please.
Are you winning?
Next tweet is from
like that,
Tokyo Golan. Does the Vikings record reflect how good they are? 7-1, but 6 wins coming into one-possession games against subpar opponents is a telltale sign, in my opinion. The one good team they played this year beat them by 3 scores.
I'm assuming it's the Eagles.
The verdict is still not out on the Vikings. I need to see them against a real team.
They're a good team.
They're a good
Because
team.
no, they're a good team, no doubt. But like a serious team that I think that come playoff time, if they met the Eagles again, can they win?
I would consider
I'm
them
leaning
a
Eagles
dark
again.
horse.
That's a fair statement to make.
Hey, Dark Horse is 7-1.
Yeah, it's really nuts.
No.
Well,
Like
because I think the
I'm looking
Niners
at
are better.
Cowboys.
The Cowboys are
The
better.
Cowboys are one of those that you have to throw into serious contention.
Eagles are better. I think those.
I
Three
mean,
teams.
I think it's reasonable. There were years with Alex Smith and the Chiefs where they started off hot, but nobody really had them as serious contenders.
The Cardinals just did it.
I do think that T.J. Hawkinson adds a different dimension to the offense, and it was apparent on third downs against Washington. But really, this is going to be the Achilles heel of the Vikings. It's going to be their secondary. It's going to be
100%,
defensively.
100%.
And it's going to be whether or not Kirk Cousins shows up in prime time.
You see
really
six
it.
pack. Stop playing with him.
But I do think the fact that they're able to win these games, even when last year they lost all these one possession games,
It's a skill.
is a great sign.
It's a skill winning close games.
Yeah, and sometimes things go your way. This is their season where things are going their way. But the only team in the NFC that really scares you is Philadelphia, and I would say Dallas. I think Dallas is also a team.
Niners.
The Niners as well. That's 3 teams right
Damn,
there.
The list starts to
You
grow.
think if Bucks are healthy, they could just get in
Nah,
The Bucks
against the
are-
Vikes? Just talking about the Vikes.
no, I like the Vikings over the Bucks. I do right now. I do.
I don't know. Just yeah, I can see that.
Next tweet is from Mattinman19. Panthers should have traded Brian Burns to the Rams. With the Rams having a very questionable future, this could have been like the Laramie Tunsil trade for the Panthers.
Don't the Rams need an offensive line more
The
than?
Texans?
So the Rams offered the Panthers 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns.
And a second as
and
well.
a second.
And a second and 23, first and
I
24,
feel like they
first and
need
25.
those more than Brian Burns.
Agreed. Brian Burns is a great player. and
That's
The
great
it,
Panthers
yeah.
should have made the trade.
But he is not Miles Garrett. You know what I mean? He's not a
He's not a-
Bosa.
he's not-
Myles
yeah, yeah.
Garrett.
He's not an elite
an
edge rusher.
elite level type
He's not
guy.
something the Rams need though. Don't they need more offensive linemen
Yeah,
than anything?
I really don't know why they would trade these picks for Brian
And the
Burns.
Panthers should have definitely accepted that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Like, to the point, I don't know if it's true.
The Panthers also need to keep some people on for when they end up getting a head coach. Like, you want to have some pieces for a head coach to be able to come and be like, well, at least I have 5 players to work with.
They're lucky Moore and Burns are young. So,
yeah.
DJ Moore, Ike Ekwonu.
Yeah.
Taylor Martin.
What's that corner?
Terrence
Horn?
Marshall.
JC
Horn, who's been really good.
JC. Jeremy Chin.
Nice little squad. They just
Derek
got
Brown.
a quarterback, a coach.
Derek Brown's been really good.
Yep.
Me.
Got some guys. This tweet is from Eric Serafini. Hey, Joel, what was it like seeing Herb Goat get the game-winning drive in person? It was amazing. I think Justin Herbert was amazing. I picked out this tweet. It was amazing. I saw Herbert make the throw. I was kind of weary because Austin Eckler fumbled, and then it was just like back and forth.
God, such a weird fucking
It was just a weird sequence.
That was such a bang play too. That his touchdown got called back too. The one that he kind of rolled over.
Yeah.
He got
for Boom Fantasy, I actually did a long shot on Austin Eckler for over 1.5 touchdowns. That hit, and I think 2 of my long shots hit. One of them didn't hit. It was Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones had a terrible game.
He got hurt.
Did he? Oh yeah, he did get banged up.
I thought he was going to get over 100 yards against the Lions defense. He didn't.
You would think so.
This is the last tweet. This is from he395155159. Is Josh McDaniels a one-and-done head coach? He has been underachieving with a mostly healthy Raiders team and a collection of really great players.
I don't think he's a one-and-done head coach, but if the season progresses as it has been, they end up winning 4 or 5 games, we could see the Raiders blow it up. Like, Derek Carr could easily be on the trade block this offseason. Any piece that get them some draft picks, because you could blame Josh McDaniels all you want. Before Josh McDaniels, this core didn't go anywhere either, right? Didn't have success in the playoffs, barely even made the playoffs most years. So I think McDaniels stays. I would be more inclined to say that the Raiders blow it up and just try to start over.
The offense hasn't been the main issue. It's been underwhelming for sure, but it's not been the main issue. You look at opponents' points per game, they rank 27th. Opponents' yards per game, they rank 28th. Opponents' points per play, they rank 25th. Opponents' yards per play, they rank 25th. Opponent third down conversion, they rank 30th. Opponent red zone scoring percentage in terms of touchdowns, they rank 31st. They just have been horrible across the board when it comes to defense, and that's not Josh McDaniels' specialty. The offense, you would like to see it a bit more explosive. You would have liked to see Devontae Adams get looked at a little bit more in that second half, especially with how dominant he was in the first half and how the offense seemed to have a strong control of that game, and then suddenly they lost it and ended up losing the game in the end. But I'm not looking at Josh McDaniels for what he can control and thinking he's the main reason why they've been so underwhelming. That defense really, really needs help.
So them not scoring against the Saints, I don't alarm you.
They didn't get past midfield.
No doubt. There's been moments where you can...
And they've had a couple games where they've just been up big and they just stopped scoring.
No, for sure. But also, the defense couldn't stop a runny nose. Like, that's how
you don't
bad
think it's
they've
just...
been.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
so the defense
it's a
more...
strong combination, but I'm looking at the defense more than I'm looking at his offense.
So do you think they move off Carr or nah, just rock with him?
Listen, the offensive line's still terrible. Mm-hmm. You have Devontae... I feel like I've heard...
I would say I heard that for sure.
The whole show almost.
It's not me.
It's bothering me.
I hear something. It's very light. Is your volume on?
No, my volume isn't on. Why you guys think it's me?
I hear something. Hold on. What is that?
I have no idea. What is... I don't really don't know.
Turned everything on. It's still not here.
ESPN tab open. Sometimes it just auto plays.
No, because my volume's off. My phone volume's off.
Yeah, everything's off for me.
What the fuck is that?
Bro, it's been
hilarious.
bothering me the whole show.
I haven't even noticed it till right now.
I don't know what it can be. I really have no idea.
That.
It didn't get... I just started hearing it. But he said he's been hearing it the whole time.
I don't hear it anymore.
Like, when I kept trying to turn it...
Yeah, it wasn't...
Wow,
I don't hear it no more.
And I'm sorry that I just kind of had like that whole moment right
a brain fart.
It's been bothering me the whole time.
You've heard it since the show started?
Like a good amount of it.
You thought it was me.
It's got to be something.
Well,
I
think
we're good.
Could be my
I don't hear it.
Well, what I will say about the Raiders is that I don't think it's Josh McDaniels' problem. The offense has been really good. It has. It's just the defense is one of the worst in the NFL, and that's why they don't win these games. Every game they've lost has been a one-score game pretty much. And news flash, the long shot I put in was Eckler over 1.5 touchdowns and Devontae Adams over 107 receiving yards.
I had that in the first half.
And it was Aaron Jones who fucked me up.
No.
It was $30 for a $1,200 payout, bro.
What was he supposed to do?
99 yards rushing. He had 27.
God damn.
Or 22, one of those.
Boom.
Worst run defense in the league. Bro,
It's always
I was
the
so
$1,200,
tight,
man.
bro.
No, pain.
1,200.
I was so tight. I was like, damn.
Pain. Oh.
Talking about one and done coaches and coaches being on the hot seat, the Colts fired Frank Reich. After 5 seasons, the Indianapolis Colts fired Frank Reich. And this is the first time Jim Irsay has fired a head coach mid-season. The Colts are 3-5-1. Frank Reich now ends his tenure with the Colts with a record of 40-33-1, 1-2 in the playoffs. And he's had 5 different opening day starters at quarterback during his tenure with Indianapolis. You know, Matt Ryan got benched 2 weeks ago. And everybody shit on Matt Ryan. And I said, oh, Sam Ehlinger's going to stink it up. It's inevitable. And then this whole thing's going to collapse. Frank Reich is now gone. After Jim Irsay just went to the media and said his job was safe. I just hope this now opens people's eyes to the fact that it wasn't a Matt Ryan problem.
It always comes back to Matt Ryan.
Because everybody
Just move
wanted to
on.
blame Matt Ryan.
We would never.
Like
The
come on.
Colts, since benching Matt Ryan,
It's a bad
0-2,
take. Move on.
9.5 points per game, worse than the NFL, 11 sacks allowed, fired Frank Reich, and they tried to blame it all on Matty Ice. It wasn't fair. It never was.
Move on from Matt Ryan.
And the Colts' offensive ranks this season, 27th in yards per game, 30th in yards per pass, 30th in yards per rush, 31st in red zone touchdown percentage. Reich in his first four full seasons, his offense is ranked 10th, 19th, 12th, and 13th. I want to say this. Frank Reich is a good head coach. He's going to bounce back. Despite having a different quarterback every year, his offense has been manageable. And for those 4 full seasons, the Colts were second in points scored on opening drives, only behind the Kansas City Chiefs. And this was with Reich running a new system every single year. Jim Irsay it's clear, he's impulsive, he is desperate, and it showed once again. The benching of Matt Ryan was number 1. I don't believe that was a coaching decision. I believe that was a ownership decision because he wanted to see what Sam Ehlinger had. And Frank Reich wanted to keep Carson Wentz for a second season in Indianapolis. Jim Irsay was the one that didn't want that. He belittled Carson Wentz publicly, shamed him to the media, and basically told everybody that can listen that it was his fault entirely. So Carson Wentz gets traded, although they traded a first-round pick for him to the Eagles. They go get Matt Ryan. It's a major flop. The Colts' downfall is that they've had this quarterback carousel for how many years now? And does Chris Ballard, does Frank Reich, Jim Irsay deserve some blame in this? Yes. I don't think Chris Ballard was ever able to draft a young quarterback, and also he's not somebody who was vouching for it because he's even said before that if I draft a quarterback and it doesn't work out, I'm going to get fired. So he hasn't been willing to take the risk and draft a young quarterback because if you miss on a quarterback, that's your job. With that being said, Andrew Luck is really the reason why this thing is like how it is. It's that simple.
It's not a knock on Luck. It's just the truth.
Frank Reich came into this team, thought he was going to get Andrew Luck. 2018, they make the playoffs. They win a playoff game. They face the Chiefs. They lose. But everybody thought that was going to be a great matchup. And then heading into 2019, Andrew Luck retires out of nowhere. It shocks everybody. And now they're stuck with Jacoby Brissett for the season. That was supposed to be their franchise quarterback. And because Andrew Luck is not there, he retired. They had to shuffle quarterbacks year in and year out, and they had a roster ready to compete. I believe if Andrew Luck was still the quarterback, this team has at least 2 AFC Championship appearances They're that good. But it's just, it didn't work out that way. At this point, I just feel like the Colts are a mess. You hire Jeff Saturday as an interim head coach. He's a great player, no experience.
High school.
Passed up on John Fox, who's been an NFL head coach. Passed up on Gus Bradley. Passed up on a special teams coordinator who is moving up in the ranks in Bubba Ventrone. And Irsay in his press conference says, Saturday, he's the best man for the job. The last coach I hired as an intern was Bruce Arians. It was the right coach. Bruce Arians had 40 plus years of coaching experience when he made that move. And then he goes on to say, I'm glad Saturday doesn't have any NFL experience. Maybe Jeff Saturday improves the offensive line. Maybe he can go in there and, teach them some things. But this just seems like a franchise that is going downhill. And I feel like their best avenue going forward is offloading their players. Hey, you want Quentin Nelson? Sure. Second round pick, first round pick. You want DeForest Buckner? Sure. You want Shaq Leonard? Sure. Offloading this team, getting a ton of picks, drafting again, and building this team from the ground up. This team is too expensive. They don't have enough cap room to create flexibility. It's just a mess. And they thought they were quarterback away. They're clearly not. It's just a mess top to bottom.
This is on Jim Irsay. All of this is on Jim Irsay. Not only was the press conference, watching it back, it just looked like he was rambling at times. It looked like he was just looking for answers at times. He compared Jeff Saturday coaching to Don Shula getting the job in Miami. I mean, he was saying some really blasphemous stuff.
Did you hear Jeff Saturday go? He went to Jim Irsay, was like, why am I the guy for the job right now?
Jeff Saturday said he was shocked when he got the call. Jeff Saturday was, I think they're during training camp. They said he's been a consultant over the years, just getting his opinion on things, but no head coaching experience at college in the NFL. He was a head coach at high school football.
Did they win?
I have no clue. Like, we know Jeff Saturday, the player. He was fantastic, right? He's a Hall of Fame level player. Played with the Colts, obviously, with Peyton Manning in their heyday.
Love him.
Yeah, Colts legend for that point. But this really is all on Irsay. You touched on the points, Joel. It started with Carson Wentz last year, trading him. Then it goes to the Matt Ryan benching. Then it goes to Frank Reich being fired, even though 8 days before he said his job was safe. In the press conference, Chris Ballard made it pretty obvious that there was a disagreement between him and Irsay. They said they talked for over 12 hours about this decision.
That don't even make sense.
You don't talk to somebody for 12 hours if you're in agreement. If we agree on something, maybe you lie to the media and be like, yeah, we talked about it for a few hours. You don't talk for 12 hours.
You think that was cap?
About something if you guys are in agreement. So it was pretty obvious that Irsay wanted Reich out, while Chris Ballard looked at him and said, you want to hire Jeff Saturday to run this team? No disrespect to Jeff Saturday. He's not qualified for this job. You look at all the people, not just on the coaching staff, but all the people around the league who have years and decades of experience coaching. It's a slap in the face to have Jeff Saturday come in and be the head coach of this football team. He's an Indianapolis Colts legend. I get that. He's in the Ring of Honor. He's a Hall of Famer. I get all of that for sure. But it's a slap in the face to all of the people who have put in decades of work to be a head coach just to get stepped over by Jeff Saturday. And I understand it from the Colts perspective, because if it fails, it's supposed to fail. Everyone knows it's going to fail. There's no reason he should be the head coach. If it succeeds, Jim Irsay looks like a genius if this somehow works out. This move really just shows how important ownership is in the NFL. Having a stable owner, having someone that isn't meddling, that interferes in the draft and trades and free agency and coaching decisions and personnel decisions. The owners that stay away from that typically have the better teams, because they leave the football decisions to the football people, instead of going and calling Jeff Saturday while he was home with his family, probably getting ready for his ESPN job to get on air. The move makes no sense to me. The team is in shambles. I was actually just texting my friend who's a Colts fan, and I said the Jets clear you guys right now as an organization. It makes no sense. Jim Irsay has completely butchered all of this. This was a team, and his first point coming in was, since 2000, we're the fourth winningest organization. You got Peyton Manning to thank for that. You got Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck for some years. But since then, it's been him just making poor decision after poor decision. Frank Reich was really one of his better decisions he's made. Chris Ballard, for the most part, has been a good GM. He's made a lot of good draft picks. Haven't been able to figure out quarterback. I don't expect Jeff Saturday to work. But for Jim Irsay, if it works, he looks like a genius, and that's what it seems like matters to him right now.
And Frank Reich was supposed to be Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, Frank Reich was the second option for the Colts. Josh McDaniels backed out the last minute. They got lucky. Frank Reich is a better coach than Josh McDaniels.
If the Colts wanted to go for a player that used to play for them, but actually has experience, they could have just looked within their organization and brought Reggie Wayne up to head coaching job. He's the receiving coach right now. Why not promote him? You wanted some history. You wanted someone who has Indianapolis in their blood. Reggie Wayne was a perfect candidate for that.
And real quick, not to cut you off, but they have nobody on the staff with play calling experience on offense. They hired, not hired, but they promoted 30-year-old quarterback coach, passing game coordinator. I'm not sure his name. He's going to be for the first time now in his life calling plays with Sam Ehlinger out there, and probably no Jonathan Taylor. So that should be fun.
It's like, yes, are there coaches right now in the NFL that have played football? Yes, Mike Vrabel, Dan Campbell, who could definitely be better. There's a ton other that I just not thinking off the top of my head. Jeff Saturday just has zero coaching experience. This was a very interesting decision, but why are we surprised when Jim Irsay is the one making the decision? Jim Irsay has made bad decision after bad decision constantly throughout the years. You guys both said a lot of right, and it's going to be a lot of me reiterating. Andrew Luck did set this organization back years. That was the piece that was supposed to hold them over for 15-plus years. Andrew Luck couldn't stay healthy. When he did, he was amazing. But then suddenly in 2019, he decides to walk away because he's done with the rehab process. I can respect that man to man. He's caring about himself, his family. I'm cool with that. He has enough money to take care of him for the rest of his life. He made that decision as a man, and no one should be mad at him for it. But if you're an Indianapolis Colts fan, you have to sit here and understand that that was a move that changed the entire landscape of the Indianapolis Colts. So you can only place so much blame on Frank Reich. Should Frank Reich have been better should the Colts have been better this year? Yes. Have they been one of the more disappointing teams? Probably the second most disappointing team in the National. There's a few. You look at Tampa Bay, you look at Green Bay, you look at Denver, who I see as the most disappointing team right now. The Colts are definitely in that conversation as well, though. So, did you need to find someone to place blame on? You did it with Matt Ryan. That wasn't necessarily the case because Sam Ehlinger came in and he was horrible. Then you decide to put it on Frank Reich, and now you're bringing in a coach who has zero head coaching experience. And now what are we going to do here and sit here and say that Jeff Saturday's now the blame? How about we just have a sit-back internalization at the front office and realize we made a mistake, we need to blow this all up, and we need to start from the ground up again. I think that's their only decision right now. And if you want Jeff Saturday to be at the forefront of that, fine. But I better not be seeing blame on him, and I better be seeing him as the head coach for years to come. And if he's just a placeholder for this season, then you're just allowing us to have this conversation and you be embarrassed for a couple months.
You mentioned it. Is he a placeholder for this season? You know, we got 8-9 games left in the NFL season. What is Jeff Saturday? Is he the interim? Is he gonna be here for long? What are they gonna do? Like, what's?
It doesn't seem like Jeff Saturday even knows.
Yeah, like what's the goal here? Because I think we all can agree the Colts season is over. You know, Sam Ehlinger is the QB. Matt Ryan is gonna be here too much longer. You know, he's pretty old in the age. So what's the goal here? You mentioned offloading a couple of these guys, but what can he show you in these 8 to 9 games with this roster that's a shit show already? That like with no experience. I don't understand the mission here. I don't understand where's the avenue, where's the lane that they're trying to go to. You know, it just seems like a pretty dumb decision. You should have just honestly finished the season at this point. You know, you're already losing. You know, at this point the roster's done, but you're bringing a guy with no experience. It's tough. You know, we threw jokes all year on Matt Ryan. It was funny. You know, he was playing like shit. That's what we do up here. But in reality, it wasn't just his fault. You know, he had some blames. He couldn't hold on to the ball. He was making bad decisions. He looked a little old, but JT wasn't doing his thing that he should. The offensive line did not do the thing that they should have. The receivers was dog shit. So you got to look at everybody. You got to look at from top to bottom. But what is Jeff Saturday going to do that Frank Reich couldn't with no experience? So, what's the purpose? And you mentioned offloading the players. Do the Colts even feel like they're in that type of mode? Like, their mindset, I think they think that they're still a good team. They're just a quarterback away.
And the issue with Irsay calling the shots right now is he going to be willing to trade all of these guys to get draft picks when he wants to win? He wants to be the winningest organization since 2000.
With It's just what Rodden Payne Manning and
look
Andrew
who
Luck.
they're paying. They're paying a guard and Quentin Nelson, a linebacker, and Darius Leonard, off the ball linebacker, an interior defensive lineman, DeForest Buckner. Like they don't have the elite edge rusher or a quarterback. Obviously, Michael Pittman and Pierce are solid, but when you look at the really, really important positions that everyone around the league that are thriving have,
they have
don't
no
have
game
any of that.
changer. They have GT, and last year he showed us something, but they don't have no real consistent game changer. They don't have a consistent week-by-week game changer, and that's the problem when you're in the AFC. The Chiefs have a game changer. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. The Dolphins have a game changer. Tyreek fucking Hill. The Bills have a game changer. What?
You're not going to include Tua in that?
The Bills have a game changer. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. Well, he's not a game changer.
No, he
yet.
is a game changer.
All right, but you know what I'm saying? Like the top of the dogs.
Jalen Waddle is in that.
Waddle has put himself in the top 10 conversation.
Waddle is a game changer. You fucking happy now?
I am.
The Bills, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. Like, AFC has game changers. Even the Bengals. Jamar Chase is a fucking game changer.
Sure.
So it's like.
Even the Jets.
Okay.
Brees Hall.
When healthy.
Jesus. He's not playing. So let's,
Garrett Wilson, slow.
Baltimore. Lamar fucking Jackson. What do the
Mark
Colts
Andrews.
have? Like, what are we doing here? They have Darius Leonard is a great player.
They got Deshaun Jackson, too.
Who got hurt?
Again, with a hamstring? I bet you it was a hamstring.
It was a hamstring.
I knew it was a hamstring. Jesus Christ.
Bro ran fucking 4 go routes. And
Bro, for the Eagles, had 150 yards first week, hamstring. Couldn't play no more. It's like, yeah, bro. Yeah, the Colts don't have Darius Leonard, great player. Buckner, great player. Quentin Nelson, when he plays, great player. But it's like, no, it's nothing, bro. It's
sad. It is sad for the Colts.
Whatever.
Move on. Fuck them.
Damn.
Sorry.
I feel bad. I mean,
I don't.
you hate to see it, man.
They had years and years to get it right for Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck he kept getting sacked? That's why
he was retired. So they never had a line. Never.
Andrew Luck retired because he was tired of rehabbing. That's why.
Respect the fuck out of
No, but
so is that really his fault or is that their fault for not getting him to help?
Their fault. Never got him a line.
Their fault.
But then when they got him one,
he just got out of it.
He stopped. He stopped playing.
They got him on for like 1 year.
He had it for 1 year. He was unreal.
Well, he couldn't do it. He was
Next
getting headaches.
year,
He was getting like headaches.
That was Deflategate year, right?
Yeah.
Deflategate. Tough.
Was that Deflategate? No.
Was it? No?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I got some in or out statements here.
All right, let's do it.
In or out, Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed are the best cornerback duo in football right now.
I'm in.
Let me think. I just want to
because if you think like Sauce is legitimately in that top 5
big play
corner
Slay and James Bradbury over DJ Reed and Sauce.
Respect him.
I think Reed's better than Bradbury.
Respectfully, I got to be out on that.
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna take the Eagles.
Eagles Nation.
Taking the Jets.
Of course you are. Respectfully, do your thing, bro.
But that's not like a
no,
wrong
do
statement.
your thing. Just know big play Slay is the best out of all 4 of them right now.
Man, this is
And
tough.
Bradbury has been insane.
Sauce right there.
Sauce right there, but big play him.
Trayvon Diggs and Anthony Brown.
Doesn't move me. They're
Probably
not in
third.
those.
I'm screaming.
Yeah.
What about
Jair and Eric Stokes.
Yeah. Stokes is banged up, I think.
What about
The ankle injury facts.
The Packers have
I
a
would
ton
say
of
that the
injuries.
Jets cornerback duo is definitely top 3, but I would go with big play Slay and Bradbury as the best duo right now.
No backbone on this guy. Just go with your guys. Bro, fucking rides for Zach. Doesn't even ride for our best unit.
this is Ralph Sauce, your best player? Tough.
Our man. Second statement. The Green Bay Packers should start Jordan Love.
Oh my
I'm
God.
out. I'm out.
Hell
I'm
no.
out.
Hell no.
knew-
Hell no.
You're gonna say it, aren't you?
You're gonna say in?
I'm in.
You're clinically insane.
This is
You're
the
clinically insane
This is
if you
the
think you should
reasoning.
sit Aaron Rodgers.
This is the reasoning. The Green Bay Packers season is over. We know that. Aaron Rodgers, I understand he's not in the best situation, but he also has some blame. His body language, it looks like he doesn't want to be there. Play Jordan Love.
Listen,
let's see what he has.
Last 3 weeks of the season, I'm fine with it. Not week 9.
They are done
Not
now.
week 9.
They are not making a playoffs.
Not week 9.
Week 9 is hilarious.
Let's see what Jordan Love has. Let's give him a chance.
Late in the season, once they're officially eliminated and there's only a few games left, I'm all for it.
What's
Not
the
week
point
9.
of drafting a quarterback with a first-round pick if you do not start him?
It was a bad pick. Don't compound it by sitting your best player.
They should trade Rodgers in the offseason.
I don't disagree.
They should just rebuild
Denver?
this roster.
Denver.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
That was nuts. I'm sorry, that was nuts.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It just
Am I wrong for saying Jordan Love should just get a shot?
I mean, you're not wrong, but I think it's a
let's
little too
see
early.
what he can
In
do.
December.
It's too early.
In
Let's
December.
see what he can do.
You can do it in
bro.
December.
Let's see what he can do. The Buccaneers can still be a legit playoff team.
I'm in.
No.
Nah, that's it. Their offensive line is so bad.
They're very Tennessee Titans.
Trust in Brady.
Which is bad division. They're going to get in the playoffs, but this offense is a mess. The defense isn't what it used to be.
Trust in
Brady's.
But like, what's going on with the play calling of Godwin on screen passes? That's a majority of his looks.
What do you have? 8 catches for 40 yards.
I was gonna say it was 7 for 36.
Yeah.
I'm out. I don't think the Buccaneers are gonna turn it around. I think they are
only
not
got
a
in?
legit
I'll take it.
contender.
Like, yeah, I'm taking the Vikings over them.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
out if that wasn't clear.
I'm in. I'm riding the Brady rave.
Odell Beckham Jr.'s best landing spot is
Buffalo.
This is an in or out statement, but I will finish the statement.
Or change the segment on us.
I'm gonna go Dallas.
I was just gonna say, to feed into the Jerry Jones rumor, Dallas with CeeDee Lamb there, they need another weapon.
And then CeeDee's been cooking recently for sure.
Mm-hmm.
CeeDee would get going.
Odell Beckham raises the ceiling for the Cowboys
Oh
that
my
much more.
God.
He is exactly what they need right now to take that next step. He's exactly what they
Because
need.
Dalton Schultz has been like in the background, in the shadows,
him.
lurking.
And
Hey,
he would
listen,
look
man.
he would look
Don't need him.
very, very handsome in that Cowboys
And I
uniform.
tell you
Do
what,
you
He actually would look clean
do you
as
think
fuck.
he-
it's an immediate cop.
Do you think he has any pause playing for the Giants already?
I think he wants to give it to the Giants.
Really?
I want him to go back to New York really badly. I do.
He's
I
not.
think anywhere he'd be dope though.
For sure. Literally, that's Minnesota. No one needs that. It's the most lame landing spot for
Come
him.
to Buffalo.
No, I think Minnesota's tough.
Him and Jettas,
They're just-
swaggy. Fucking
The
swaggy.
coolest
You
oyster
boys.
girl.
Yeah,
All
oh my
right. You know
God.
what? Hey,
They'd have had the grills in their mouth and they'd be cheat. Come on, bro. Stop.
you know
You
what?
wanna be in
Maybe
them, huh?
it's
I
just
do,
Minnesota. I
I
think
really
that's
want
what
to
it
be there.
is.
Wait, what do you mean?
What, bro?
What did you ask me? You asked me if I want to be there. Yeah.
No, I move on.
You're
You're sick
nuts.
if you ask
PG
me something
show.
else.
PG show.
You're sick if you ask me something else.
Nothing, bro.
Josh McDaniels and Nathaniel Hackett are both one and done head coaches.
Hackett, absolutely.
I'm praying we get Frank Reich or Sean Payton.
Yeah.
McDaniels, I don't think McDaniels gets fired.
I'm in.
I think he stays another year.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm in on that. Hackett,
I'm out.
in.
I do think Nathaniel Hackett gets fired, although most of the issues have been Russell Wilson. Josh McDaniels, Raiders offense has been really good on the ground. They've been good at passing as well. It's just the defense. Even if you have a top 10 offense, if your defense is the worst in the NFL, you're not going to win
I
games.
think they paid Josh Jacobs in the offseason. They declined
Yes.
his fifth-year option as a free
I
agent.
do think they pay him.
I think too. They drafted Zamir White, who's had
Yeah.
ACL issues, but talented.
NFL Pick'em Week 10.
Let's cook up.
I went 9-4 this past week.
You did.
As
What's
did
your? Oh,
I.
you know your overall record?
I don't know.
I do.
I'd never keep.
Let me know that. What's that?
Actually, I think I might have had 10 wins.
My record's 85-53.
I will let you know at the end of the season. I have been keeping track of every single one, though.
First game up, Falcons at Panthers. Thursday Night Football.
I'm going to go Falcons.
I'll be going Falcons as well.
I'll take the Falcons.
I'm going with the Carolina Panthers.
Not a bad pick.
I think the Panthers, they gave them a run for their money. The first matchup, they could have won that game. I just feel like the Panthers need a win. They are desperate and hungry for a win. This is at
They have
home.
one win, right?
Thursday Night Football, yes.
They have the
No,
number
I
one
think
pick
they
right
have
now.
2 wins right now.
Who? The Panthers?
Oh. Who has one win? Is the Texans with just one win?
Texans
Texas
do
have
have
one
one.
Okay.
win, yeah. So I think the Panthers get this one against the Falcons.
Panthers have 2 wins.
Yep. Next game, Seahawks at Buccaneers. This is in Germany.
Ooh.
Oh,
Germany's a new thing. Give me Tampa Bay though.
I'm going Seahawks, man. Tampa Bay
I'm
really
lock
is
in.
sorry.
Seattle's playing better football. As crazy as that sounds,
I know you're not lying.
I'll take-
Neutral area though.
I know. I'll take Seattle.
Germany's tough.
If one thing is certain, you can't count out Geno Smith. And Geno
That is
Smith
fucking
has been
hilarious.
amazing this year. Pete Carroll has been an amazing coach. That defense is finally figuring it out. Kenneth Walker is an elite running
There
back.
was rumors that Kenneth Walker doesn't have a passport. I'm trying to vet it right now.
Yeah, that'd be
but
mad
I
funny.
did see a rumor earlier this morning that he didn't have a passport, and they're like scrambling to get him ready. I feel like that should be taken care of
That
like
is
months ago. but
hilarious.
I am going with the Seattle Seahawks in this game.
Not
I
having
think-
a passport like
I
the
think-
least of your worries.
I think Walker should play, but I did see that rumor on Twitter.
Next game, Lions at Bears.
I would take the Bears.
I'm gonna go Bears.
Bears playing good football. You gotta take
Are
Chicago.
the Bears in the playoff hunt? They are.
No,
right?
no. They
They're
only
3
have
and 6.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I'm going with Chicago. I think Justin Fields has another tremendous game. Browns at Dolphins.
Come on,
Dolphins.
Fam, stand the
Squad.
fuck up.
I have a gut feeling about this.
Me too, man.
I have a feeling that
Go
the
ahead.
Browns,
Love it.
the Browns get a little upset
Is
here.
Miami
We
home?
got one here.
It's
They are.
Miami's home.
Miami is
Cleveland's
at home.
my dudes. Give me Miami.
We're
though.
only a few weeks away from Deshaun's return as well.
We are
I will say this:
doubling down. Give me Cleveland.
the Dolphins, they can't. Their defense is horrific.
Horrible.
The Browns have a top 10 offense. Kevin Stefanski is going to have a great game plan off a bye week, and their defense showed what they can do against the Bengals. I smell an upset here. I smell it. I smell.
I'm gonna go Cleveland.
Smells. It's hitting my nose.
Browns are 3-5. If they want to keep their playoff hopes alive,
We
especially
should.
when Deshaun comes,
They know
Deshaun
this
comes
is a
back,
must-win game.
It is a big win, but
You know,
big
I
game.
had the Dolphins originally, but I changed my pick. My gut feeling. I'm going with the Cleveland Browns.
Good.
Broncos at Titans.
Titans.
Tennessee.
Titans.
Broncos stink.
I'm going with the Denver Broncos. I think
Oh,
the Denver
really?
Broncos.
You on hot?
They're off
today.
a bye week as well, and against Jacksonville, their offense looked good.
Jacksonville sucks.
Their offense looked good against Jacksonville. They had flashes
Be honest.
of offensive consistency. I think they beat Tennessee. The Titans' lack of offense, I think, is a major
Well,
problem
Treelon
for
comes
them
back.
You know what?
against
All right,
Denver.
You convinced me.
I'm going with the Broncos.
I'm going Denver.
You took the Titans, right, Riv?
Yeah.
I did take Titans. Come on, bro. We ride. Take
Next
Allen.
game, Vikings at Bills.
You know I'm going with this.
If
Buffalo.
Allen plays, Bills.
It's
as
all-
long as Allen plays, give me Buffalo.
It's all on Josh Allen playing.
If he doesn't play, I'll go Vikings.
I think Josh Allen will play, and I got the Buffalo Bills in this game. Texans at Giants.
G-men.
Giants.
Oh, Texans, Giants. I'm so sorry. Giants. I got the Giants.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I know.
Texans
I
first,
heard a
lost.
different team.
This is one of those gut feeling games for me.
Oh, you
Trap game.
That
Texans.
the Giants.
The gut feeling games were against the Dolphins.
Yeah, all the agendas.
Saquon might go for 200 all purpose. Like
I believe it.
No, like
No, he's
I
definitely
just,
going
this
for it.
game. I see the Texans. They played very good
Hey,
defense
Kenny
against the
Galladay might be
Eagles.
back.
That's so cool.
Time move.
They're
Best
1
receiver in the
6,
league.
1-7. They need to win desperately. Every week I picked against the Giants outside of Seattle. They've proven me wrong, right? You know, but the Texans, their defense, the game plan, I don't know.
Giants off a bye?
Something about them just tells
they're
me
different. All right,
Giants
the
off a
Giants are
bye
different.
with
You watch how you
Dable
talk
and
on them.
Giants are pretty good.
Saquon and them boys.
I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans in
I
this
can't
one.
wait till them we see
All right,
the
we got
Giants.
two on
man.
them. We got two.
Jaguars at Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Casey. Gut feeling game?
Trap game.
I do. My gut's telling me that Mahomes is gonna go for 300. I got the Chiefs in this one.
I'm going KC.
Saints at Steelers.
That's just a terrible game. Give me this. No, I want the Saints to lose. Give me the Steelers.
I'm gonna go Saints because the Steelers give me a stomach ache when I watch them.
Saints don't.
Steelers coming off a bye, right?
Kind of.
Mike
Yes.
Tomlin.
Steelers are coming off a bye with Mike Tomlin.
Saints defense is not good. Kenny
Saints-
Pickett.
I need the Saints
It's
to
not
continue
bad.
to lose.
Yeah.
It's
Najee
not bad.
Harris, aka Trent Richardson.
I'll take the Steelers and feel terrible about it.
That's the worst.
I have
game
the
ever.
Steelers in this game as well. I think that just the constant shuffling of quarterbacks for the Saints, they don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to bench Andy Dalton for Jameis? I don't know if that upgrades them anyway. I got the Steelers. Colts
The
at
mighty have
Raiders.
fallen.
I'm gonna
Raiders.
go. I'm gonna go
Raiders.
Raiders.
The
going
Colts
with the
just
Raiders.
couldn't be in a worse spot right now.
Cardinals at Rams.
Arizona, we ride strong, baby. I got Arizona.
I'm taking the Cardinals too. The Rams just how do you lose that game against the Bucks? It was ugly. The Rams played like shit. The Bucks played like shit, and somehow Brady with fucking 40, 50 seconds left goes
Trust
down the field and scores.
No
in
timeouts.
Brady.
I'm gonna go Cardinals.
I got the Rams in this one. I think this is a bounce back game for them. I just don't have much faith in Arizona. I really don't.
You
I
have
think
faith in the Rams.
more than Arizona. I'll be honest. Arizona is just one of those teams that defensively you don't know what you're getting. Offensively, you never know what you're getting. I at least trust McVay and Stafford enough for them to win this game. Cowboys at Packers.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Don't think twice.
going with
Cowboys.
the
Mike
Cowboys.
McCarthy
This used to be.
returning
This
to the
would have been a
Packers.
great game if Green Bay was good.
It's gonna be a big storyline.
What
This
was
game's
that?
gonna be hyped up all week,
So
but
his muscles.
Hey, strong, big,
I'm flexing now.
big, thick guy.
Nah, they're
A
strong.
lot of girth.
Should I take my shirt off?
Yeah.
I'm going with the Cowboys in this one.
A lot of girth.
They're gonna look like Kirk Cousins.
No, I don't have a six pack. Not close to six pack.
Have a 4-pack.
Did we all pick the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Unanimously.
Chargers at 49ers, Sunday Night Football.
I'll take the Chargers.
49ers.
I'm taking the Niners.
I'm taking the Niners as well.
All I'm saying is the Jets better get flexed into a primetime game soon.
Nope.
We play the Vikings week 13.
That should be.
It's a 4 o'clock. I think it's right now. It's Chiefs and a shitty team. Might be like Chiefs Colts or something
You
like
know,
that. Or they
The
were
show's
played already.
back in town.
If Keenan Allen plays, I'm going Chargers. If not, I'm going Niners.
I'm going the 49ers in this game.
Yep.
Monday Night Football, Commanders at Eagles.
Eagles.
Eagles. Division game, too. We're going to beat the shit out of them.
It might
Going
be a
with
better
Philly
game.
boys.
I got the Eagles as well. And that's going to do it for NFL Pick'em Week 10.
Oh, that was
And
Monday night.
also
Is that gonna
do it
for the Pigside podcast.
for the Big Side Podcast
3-hour
episode
pod.
227.
3 hours sitting here.
If you guys made it through this far, we appreciate you. And if you made it through this far, you might as well download Boom Fantasy, deposit $10+. Download
You
Mojo
can
and bet
fucking
some
win
players.
Modern Warfare 2 and win money on Boom. Like how we're fucking.
If
busting
you're
up,
supporting
man.
us through this entire 3-hour show, support us by supporting our
Yeah.
sponsors. Supporting our sponsors supports us.
For sure.
We appreciate that. We appreciate the likes, views, comments, anything you guys do. It's always appreciated. We got a big time month ahead of us.
Huge month.
Gonna try to get a lot of guests on the show.
Yep.
Some cool. We got a guest next week for football. We're gonna have maybe a guest next week for basketball. You know, we got
Bro's
some.
cooking over
looking
there.
at me.
We got
Hasn't even
something
told
lined
us.
up. We got something lined up. So thank you guys for watching episode 227. You can follow us on Twitter at Pigside Pod, on Instagram at Pigside Podcast, and on TikTok at Pigside Podcast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.